YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome back to Phasmophobia. In this video, I'm gonna explain you everything there is to know about figuring out ghosts during a hunt. We're not gonna use any of the evidence. We're gonna be playing no evidence, no sanity, so we're only gonna be getting hunts all the time, and I'm gonna show you how you can figure out ghosts based on speed, based on visuals, based on other special interactions that they can do during a hunt. It's gonna be a lot of information, but I'm gonna explain it very clearly, and by the end, you'll be an absolute professional yourself. I really hope you enjoy. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it, but let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into the game. Let's go. Let's see what we get. Big wins for the believers today. I'm calling it. There's going to be a lot of games here depending on the ghost. Will it be a mare? That would be a relatively hard one to figure out during a hunt. But we're going to try our best. Let's go. Okay, this is kind of crazy. We have 6% believers with 1 all-in and 27 million doubters over here. That's kind of insane. We have Daniel Manson. So, we have 0 sanity. And we're not gonna get any evidence, so we'll just have to figure it out during a hunt. Talent, thank you for that 5 gift subs, thank you. Which means that we're immediately gonna grab some smudge sticks. I could grab a photo cam to try and snap a ghost photo. Is that an objective? Because this is also a really, really good way to level up fast. People ask me sometimes, how can you level up fast? By doing challenges that are also quick. Now, you do have to do hard stuff, such as this. As soon as we walk into the map here, the ghost is going to be able to hunt. Now, if I remembered, I turned on the breaker by default in the settings, so we can immediately turn on the lights. Let's sprint for it, because we need to turn on the lights. Tip number 1, it dropped that painting. It's in the living room. Did you see that? Tip number 1. Sounds like normal speed, which is good for the believers. I'm gonna turn my flashlight to see if the ghost will find me. I'm gonna explain everything over time. It's an Obake! Okay, so look at the ghost right now. You can see that it's a grandpa, right? There's gonna be... You saw how it quickly changed into a different ghost there? It was the club ghost for a second. This could still be a mimic, of course. The Obake has a 6.66 chance every time it blinks like this to turn itself into another ghost model. Now, it also has an ability outside of a hunt relating to its evidence, which is that it has, when it does fingerprints, it has a small chance to leave a special fingerprint that has 6 fingers, and it sometimes doesn't leave fingerprints during, like when it touches a door, which is the only ghost that sometimes doesn't leave fingerprints. Now, Mimic is always going to be a tricky ghost, but not this time. It was just an Obake. They actually added this only recently. It used to not have this special ability, which was really disappointing because in the book for the Obake, it's one of my favorite ghosts actually now, because they say this: Obakes are terrifying shapeshifters capable of taking on many forms. They have been seen taking on humanoid shapes to attract their prey. When we first saw this ghost, when it got first added to the game, I thought that this was going to be some kind of like mimic before the mimic came out, like it was gonna copy a player model and try to bait them into coming to them, which I think would still be a really cool ability, like a rare 5% when it hunts it has a chance to become a human. I would love to see that, but that's not a thing. The way it works is that it just randomly shapeshifts into another ghost model, which you can easily see if you're looping it. That's where you got to turn on the lights. Now, that is a really easy way to get 1900 experience in literally a single minute. So yeah, this is gonna be a lot of experience throughout this video, and hopefully educational as well. Now, let's spin again. That was not, sadly, a mare. It was an Obake. Will it be a Poltergeist? Another really fun ghost to figure out during a hunt. I love the Poltergeist. We're gonna go straight to Willow Street House because it has a decent setup for that. 2 all-ins with 2 million here and 27 million doubters. Let's go. Good stuff, guys. We have Rose Martin, Crucifix, Ghost Photo, and Repel. Repel is really easy to do. Now, I don't even have all the tier 3 items. You don't need... What's really nice about doing no evidence is that you don't need items. Well, like, what you kind of want to have is salt. Salt is useful to do during no evidence. The Paramic and the Crucifix can be useful. But outside of that, you don't really need anything to be able to complete a no evidence challenge. So it's actually... If you know this... If you have the skills, you'll be able to quickly earn some levels. Now, it's not going to be without deaths, obviously, especially if you're starting for the first time. I remember when I first started doing no evidence back in, like, when the game first came out, which was when there were only 12 ghosts in the game, like, only these first 12, I thought it was impossible, because we just didn't know much about the game. And now we are doing it. It's a fast ghost. You can hear how it's much faster than last round. Oh, it's a little baby! Ah! Wait. Oh, shit. How long was the smudge there? Okay, so let me step outside real quick. That felt like a relatively long smudge, and it also kept getting faster, right? So let's just, because this is also, I'm trying to explain lots of stuff here. So let's not just immediately jump to conclusions because people might not know. So I'm gonna rule out, I'm just clicking away all the ghosts that don't have anything to do with speed, just to leave the ghosts that are speed related. These are the guys. So Jinn will be fast when it's far away from you. But it has to have line of sight of you. This ghost was already fast when it was in the basement, so Jinn is immediately off the table. Revenant will also be fast when it has line of sight of you, but actually really slow when it's not in line of sight of you, so that is also not a Revenant because we heard it be fast in the basement. Now, this ghost, I think, was speeding up, right? So there's a few ghosts. Well, let's go through the easiest one. Dio is arguably the fastest, I think. When it's really far away from you, it is pretty much the fastest, and it will know where you are no matter what, so you cannot hide from the Dio, but when it gets really close to you, it's gonna get really slow. Obviously, this one did not slow down when it got close to us, so that's an easy rule out. Raiju will not be fast until it's close to electronics. We didn't even go into the basement, so there can't have been any electronics down there, so we can rule that out. The twins will be sometimes a little faster and sometimes a little slower. 50% of the time it'll be either. But, well, if it will 50% of the time it will be like 5% faster, and 50% of the time it will be 5% slower. This was way faster than 5%, so that's definitely not the twins. Now, Mimic is always going to be an option in this because the Mimic can be any other ghost and can mimic their behavior, obviously. So, Mimic can also be a fast ghost. We can't really rule that out. So now the question is, did that ghost speed up? I think it did. But I'm gonna do a test to just, another test, which is way more fun, in my opinion. This one only works if you have, sanity pills already unlocked. Basically, the way the Moroi works is that it determines its speed based on the average Steam sanity. I'm alone, so it's only my sanity that matters. Now this gets updated throughout the hunt. So, if a hunt starts, you hear it's fast, and then you eat sanity pills, let your sanity charge up during the hunt, and you can hear, then you can, if it's a Moroi, visual or like audibly hear the ghost get slower over time during the hunt itself. So that's what we're gonna try and do right now, as just a little super confirmation that it's a Moroi. I don't think this is fast enough for a Hantu, and it also, well, I guess we can actually rule out a Hantu, but that's for a specific reason. When I play, like, no evidence, no sanity, I usually start with the breaker on so that I can immediately turn on the lights and be ready for looping. When you do that, the house will start at a warm temperature, like at the start of a match, which means that the Hantu would have been much, much slower if that was, or because of the temperature, so it can't be a Hantu. Now, a Hantu would also not speed up over time, so that would be another way to find out. Or you can turn off the breaker and then see the freezing breath that the Hantu has, which is another easy way to figure it out. But you have to have the breaker off for that to show itself. So yeah, now we're gonna test for all these three, basically, with one single hunt. The smudge should pretty much be over soon. The best thing for us right now would be that it's suddenly not fast anymore, because then we know it's a mimic. Now, there's a tiny chance that they'll mimic the same ghost twice in a row, but the mimic changes ghost type basically every 30 to 60 seconds, so it does it extremely fast. Oh. You can still hear it's really fast. So I'm gonna eat 2 pills. You hear that? You hear how it's getting much slower? and now it's like slower than an actual ghost. So yeah, that is like my favorite way to test for Moroi. You can't always do this depending on the settings, like if you have 0 sanity pills. But I just think this is a really fun test. The other way to test it is to see if the ghost can speed up, because the Moroi is the only real ghost out there that has a very fast speed that can also speed up over time. Like the Thay and the Hantu will not be speeding up over time. So it's almost certainly not a Mimic, it's definitely not a Thay, and it will be a Moroi because of the slowdown because of the sanity pills. This used to actually not be the case, by the way. This is a change that they made after the Moroi came out, because of bug reports that I remember doing an apocalypse challenge or something like really hard on Sunny Meadows, and I used the board during the hunt to try and figure out that it was a Moroi by dropping my sanity. Turns out the Moroi only determined its speed based on the sanity at the start of a hunt, and then completely ignored the sanity during the hunt. But then we gave that as feedback, and the developers changed it to be much more fun. Such then now you can do this kind of test where you eat sanity pills during a hunt, which I think is really cool. That was only 5 minutes. I mean, that was also a lot of explaining. So yeah, once again, 2,500 easy peasy. We're gonna upgrade the firelight, sure thing. Just makes it last a lot longer, makes it last... Oh yeah, they actually buffed this recently, right? Yeah, 5 minutes now on the tier 1, and 10 minutes on the tier 2. 50% sanity reduction, not necessarily that great, but anyway. We also should add that to the loadout here, firelight. Alright, let's spin again. Let's see what we get this time. No Polter. Polter would be really fun. I'm gonna talk about all the ghosts, obviously, but I'm mostly talking about the ones that you can visually, like, notice. Like, if I have a ghost in the game that I can talk about, I can show you exactly what the abilities sound and look like, which is much easier for you guys to understand what's going on. We have Lori Barton here. Let's see what the believers are saying. We have 2 all-ins over on the believer side. 900 believers, by the way, with 2 million, and a little less, but still 900 doubters with almost 28 million. A little more points. Anyway, all right, so we're gonna grab... Always make sure that you grab your smudges if you're doing stuff like this. Ghost photo. Okay, let's actually try to take a ghost photo during the hunt here. Because it's one of our objectives, and then repel and paramike. I don't think we're gonna do paramike unless this is a really hard ghost. Now, you can almost figure out every single ghost based on their behavior during a hunt. There's a few ghosts that you can't, which we'll probably find one of those, so I'll also go over that when that happens. And what you is like, if you play the game normally, like nightmare mode or professional, you'll get like 1 or 2 evidences usually, and I think this type of knowledge really shines in those type of scenarios where you've already ruled out a few ghosts, but there's like a handful remaining, but you can't get dots or something, or your freezing is delayed. Like, let's say that you have ghost riding in UV and you're just really struggling to get freezing, or really struggling to get, what is it? Spirit box is usually not that hard to get. EMF, for whatever reason. Then you can use the knowledge that you know about the ghosts. When there's only 3 remaining, it's a lot easier to, like, rule out the ghost based on behavior, because you don't have to know everything about every possible ghost in the entire game, right? So we're looking for a Revenant here, which is an extremely, probably top 3 my favorite ghosts out there. I love the Revenant. Always turn on the lights, because looping becomes a whole lot harder if you don't have the lights turned on. That's why I have to... Jesus, okay, that's not a Revenant. It's throwing a lot, it's throwing a lot. Wait, it's throwing like a lot. Is it a Poltergeist? I think there's a Poltergeist. You see that freaking absolute tornado that's happening here? Oh god! All the items are off the table. Now the main way you notice is when they're all like... So the Poltergeist, we'll do another hunt. I don't have a cursed possession, but I'll yap enough for that the hunt is probably gonna happen again. I should quickly grab another smudge stick though, so we're prepared. So the Poltergeist obviously has the very well-known Polter Explosion ability, which is that it, outside of a hunt, has a random chance to throw a ton of items in a small radius, all of the items in a small radius. I need a ghost photo as well. I'll grab this guy, this guy. I already have a lighter. Let's grab salt as well. Whatever, for photos maybe. Or I guess I could do paramec for the objective. Paramec, not this. So that's the ability outside of a hunt, but during the hunt, this is new. This is, well, relatively new, but I guess it doesn't matter. I don't necessarily have to say that stuff is new, but there's people that sometimes, like I can imagine if you've played this game like a year ago and you want to return to it, you might be confused about all the stuff that has changed, so maybe it's useful, but anyway. So they added an ability that you can now also do during a hunt. What is this ability? The Poltergeist will now throw items a lot more during a hunt. Specifically, every half a second, the Poltergeist will throw an item. This is random for the other ghost. For the other ghost, it will throw it anywhere between half a second to like one second or 1.5 seconds, and sometimes it doesn't even throw it. Like I think every half a second there's like a 50% chance that a normal ghost. Oh, already? Jesus, that was way too fast. Okay. So you see, the main thing that I personally notice when it comes to polter throws is that they're all very... Fucking hell, man. Chill out. Is that they're all very far. Like, every single item throw, not only are they very frequent, but they're extremely... Bro, you are absolutely crazy. They're extremely far. Now, you can't really see that right now because there's no item here at the moment. Which is oopsie doopsie. Okay. Can you fucking chill? That was so fast after a hunt, man. I'm gonna hold on to this. I want to just put some items back so you can see it, but this ghost... Are you gonna chill, please? I should maybe smudge it, but we have 20 seconds to throw some items over here. You can see how far these things get thrown. Hey, let's go! We even get to see the polter throw. Look at that. Nice. That's the polter throw. You saw. Now, okay. So what's really important, or really, so it is rare. It's relatively rare that you actually see the polter throw like that. Right there, you saw 3 items got thrown at once. That is like, no other ghost can do that outside of a poltergeist. The main way that I usually find poltergeist is that I hear a ton of items being thrown because I'm like in a room or like across the room, or I'm not necessarily looking at where it happened. Then you rush back to the truck and then you can look at the chart right here. If you see a extremely severe like 10 spike out of nowhere, like this right here, you see this huge spike. This is the like polter throwing like a bunch of items at once and stacking up all the EMF values on the activity chart. That is how you can confirm that a polter throw has actually happened, which is a really good like it's really useful to know that if you can like communicate with someone in the truck, like, is there a huge spike? You can see that it did another big throw right here because this is another polter ability. And this is also really important, by the way. You often, if you watch my videos, a lot of my videos, you hear me talk about EMF on the chart. When you see a 4 or a 5 spike on the chart, that is usually EMF 5. However, the one caveat is always, when it's a poltergeist, you have to be very careful with that because the poltergeist can do stuff like this, which looks like, oh, this is a big spike. This might be EMF 5, but no, it's actually a poltergeist, which does not have EMF 5 because it's stacking multiple EMF values by throwing a lot of items at once. So yeah, we actually got to see both in and out of the hunt behavior. Now, you kind of want to do... what I always do is prepare like a polter test, which is just throw a bunch of items on a place where I can loop the ghost, so then you can observe how many times it throws the items around. But the ghost was just too fucking aggressive for me to actually be able to do that right now. But there you go, another 2,500 game in 5 minutes with like most of that being explaining. We didn't get any unlocks right there. Let's hop into Grafton Farmhouse this time, but first let's do a big spin. So no Revenant. We'll hopefully get to see a Revenant because they're extremely cool. I love Revenants. Will we get an Obake? We already had an Obake earlier. By the end, I'll test you guys. There'll be a big quiz on all the ghost behaviors. I'm just kidding. But do pay attention because it's useful. Let's hop in. We have 2 all-ins with 1.8 million versus 27 million. Holy heck. Alrighty. So, Obake, you already know what's the ability of the Obake. I explained this earlier. The Obake will blink and shapeshift during a hunt. I'm just gonna grab the regular smudge sticks, unless we have ghost photo, which I didn't even do last time because it was a crazy ghost. So we'll be able to see that during the hunt right here. Now, if Revenant from last game, I already explained, the only ability that the Revenant has is during a hunt. It'll be fast or slow, depending on whether or not it's chasing a player or like in visual contact with a player. When it sees a player, it will speed up to an extreme level, extremely fast. And then it will slow down once it loses line of sight with the player. Now it will, this is normal speed. Or definitely not Revenant speed. Come down here. It's definitely not a Jinn. I did grab a lighter, right? Is this an Oni? This looks extreme blinking. That's an Oni right there. You see how the ghost is blinking? That is what we're... Oh, God. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, never mind. Did I get the ghost photo? I did not get the ghost photo. So, Onis, I'm gonna do another hunt here because Onis are actually pretty sneaky. I get fooled still all the time by the Oni behavior. Onis didn't used to have anything during a hunt, but then they added a ability which is the opposite of the Phantom, basically. So the Phantom has an ability where it will blink very infrequently during a hunt. The Oni, however, does the complete opposite and blinks extremely quickly during a hunt. However, it blinks almost so quickly that you don't even really notice that a blink has occurred. Like, sometimes it'll be visible and then blink for like 0.1 second or something, and then immediately blink back in. So you, like, if you blinked, literally blinked yourself, or just like, it's almost unnoticeable sometimes, so then you don't realize just how quickly the ghost is blinking. And you can be kind of fooled. So what I think with the Oni, what I tend to do as my like go-to or my usual way to try and detect Onis is what is the longest blink you're seeing, because for Onis the longest blink can't be too long. However, that has kind of filled me over the course of many runs, and I think what I've just started doing now is looking at the ghost and just seeing, is there a like quick succession of many short blinks? And also a lack of really long, slow blinks. Like the combination of both of them. Not just looking, is there a single long blink? Okay, this can't be an Oni. That's what I used to do. You kind of have to look at both. You have to look, is there both a combination of short blinks and a lack of long blinks? Let's get, unless it's not gonna do it this time and it's gonna be a different ghost. We'll see here. You can still see, you see those? There we got the ghost photo. How it's like visible for most of the, and there's really short blinks. It's that one. That one is a really good example right there. The ones where it just like, it almost doesn't blink at all, right? Where like before your flashlight, because especially if you're in the dark, it can be really difficult because your flashlight is obviously going crazy as well. But like sometimes it'll blink faster than your flashlight blink. It's just, it requires some practice. You'll get used to it eventually, but it's one of those ghosts where you shouldn't be ashamed if you didn't figure it out right away, because it can be pretty difficult to get used to. But yeah, that's a pretty good example of an Oni right there. Just really quick blinks, no long blinks. There you go. Oni indeed. That is sweet. When you do the objectives, it goes crazy. Here we got 3,003 minutes right there. Absolutely beautiful. Didn't get the bone. Oh, the bone was in the workshop right there. Oh, is the workshop upstairs now? I think they changed the name. I unlocked the headgear, the tier 2, which means I can actually use it now in single player. I don't think I really will, but I'll add one just in case. I have everything tier 2 now. Look at that. All right. So, we're doing all small maps, by the way. I think if you want to do this for practice or just for leveling up fast, you kind of want to do small maps. You can do big maps, which if you get it correct, you will get a big payout. We'll do it on Sunny Meadows Restricted as well, because I think that's another pretty good one for it. The twins. Will it be the twins? we'll do this one. Yeah, sure, we'll do it on Sunny Meadows Restricted right now. Which is technically a media map, which means that you can get huge rewards. Because it's like doing it on prison, basically. Sunny Meadows Restricted and prison are the same size, which are not at all the same size, but according to the developers, they are. Or at least according to the payout, they are, which is kind of neat. We have 3 all-ins this time versus 26 million. Good stuff, guys. Jack Skinner again, that's a dev name. Cleanse motion sensor photo of the ghost. We'll just figure out the ghost most of all. So I can put this on now. The way this works is that if you hold your, like, the way you turn on the button, or whatever button you have for turning on your shoulder light, if you hold that, it'll turn on the, like, the headlamp, whatever the hell, which is the tier 2 light. Which will actually be, it's pretty good. It used to be really bad, but they made it a little better. Now what's kind of a fun fact about this is that if you're doing like an apocalypse challenge or a challenge where flashlights are disabled, this also counts as a flashlight when you disable flashlights, so you cannot actually use it. But the tier 3, which is like the night vision that you sometimes see, that one does work when you have no flashlight, which is why you only really want to do the Apocalypse Challenge, which is the hardest difficulty in the game on Sunny Meadows, when you already have the night vision unlocked, because otherwise it's gonna get, like, really difficult. So this is basically the headlamp. This is as good as it is. Obviously, the tier 3 is a little better. We're gonna ding the bell for good luck, very important. I have my lighter, right? Yes. So the way that Sunny Meadows Restricted works is that it will unlock a specific area of the map. So in this case, we can go downstairs, which means left and right here are blocked, so you can't actually go to anywhere on the first floor except the chapel here. I'm not hearing a ghost. We'll see where we can go. What's really unfortunate about Sunny Meadows Restricted is that they still have the really stupid feature of locking doors, even on the small map version. So this door here is gonna still be locked now, even though it's the media map version, which is just, I need to go after this again, because they've said... I'm hearing footsteps. I'm hearing lots of throws, too. So quiet here. They've said that they want to change the mechanic. I really hate this mechanic. Not being able to walk to the ghost is so annoying. Like, it just keeps you from interacting with the ghost, which is just hugely counter to what the game should be, in my opinion. So maybe I should make videos about it, or just bring it up to the radar of the devs again. Anyway, so this is the area where the ghost is, and this is the only area that's available to us. The left side here is also blocked. It's only this side. We'll see whether or not... It's doing lots of stuff. Yeah, now it traps us in, which is like the purpose of this, but it also traps you out. Like, it locks you out, which is silly. I'm listening. Okay. Sounds like normal speed. I'm turning on my flashlight. Oh, God, it's right there already. Oh, hello! Wait, is this a Raiju? It got fast. Let's see if it gets fast without the flashlight. Probably a Jinn. Hello? Come this way. So, I might die actually here because I'm running out of flashlight because I was or I'm running out of smudge because this is my last one. So you could hear how when it was far away from me. Please don't come in this room. I'm actually dead as fuck. Okay, I'm good. When it was far away from me and it got line of sight with me, it suddenly went boom, boom, boom. You can hear the footsteps get immediately faster. Now, what's always important is that Jinns and Raijus can feel kind of similar, but there's ways to distinguish them. First of all, the Jinn only works if the breaker is on. So if the breaker was off here, it wouldn't have done any of that. It wouldn't have done that ability. Now, another thing that makes Jinns hard is that most ghosts will speed up when they see you. Like, as long as they have line of sight of you, they will slowly get faster. but the Jinn will immediately get faster. As soon as it gains line of sight, it'll immediately get faster and then slow down a bit once it gets slower, or once it gets closer to you. Now the Raiju, why are the Raijus and Jinn similar? The Raiju will get faster when it gets close to equipment, which can sometimes feel similar because when it like breaks a corner, it'll be in range of your flashlight sometimes and then suddenly get really fast. So how do you distinguish them? You can turn off the breaker and test again. If it still does the same behavior, it's gonna be a Raiju. Or you can turn off your flashlight, like what I did there. I still got the same speed up behavior after I turned off my flashlight, which I did. I might have had, did I have my? No, I did not have my head cam on. That's very important because the head cam also counts as an electronic. You got to keep that in mind, but I did not have it on. So that's another way to test if it's a Raiju. If you turn off your equipment and it gets slower, it's a Raiju. Another way is the Raiju has a relatively not often talked about ability, which is this one. Weakness, Raijus are constantly, this is actually a strength, I don't know why it's a weakness, I guess you can figure it out this way, but anyway. Raijus are constantly disrupting electronic equipment when attacking, making it easier to track. So, the Raijus will disrupt your equipment from much further away. So, if you stand really far from the ghost and it's still messing with your flashlight, you're probably dealing with a Raiju because they have a much larger range. Now, that ability can sometimes feel like a Myling. What? So this is, well, not only in Phasmo do you have to know the behavior of the ghost, but you also have to make sure that you know the overlapping behavior. Like, some behavior can look similar to other ghosts, so you have to know how to distinguish them. Myling will be quiet when it's far away from you. Once it gets into range of your equipment, that will be the only time when you can hear the Myling's footsteps. Now, when it's a Raiju, it will disrupt your equipment from so far away that it'll also only start disrupting your equipment once you can hear the ghost, because then it'll get in range of the bigger range makes it so that you only hear the footsteps once it's already disrupting your equipment. So if you use that test, it kind of seems similar. The big difference is that the Raiju will be much further away when it's like, the Myling will start you will start hearing the footsteps when it disrupts your equipment, but it'll also already be really close with you, to you, whereas the Raiju will also you will only be able to hear his footsteps once it's disrupting your equipment, but it'll still be really far away from you. So you kind of have to judge the distance based on, like, seeing it. But it can be kind of tricky, but obviously the Raiju also speeds up and has a lot of other stuff going on. Like, the speed up is extremely obvious. This one was a Jinn, though, by the way. So, that's why you shouldn't just use the audio to figure out whether or not it's a Raiju or a Myling. You actually want to get it close to you as well. So yeah, that was a Jinn, which, look at that, 3,500 payout in like absolutely no time. I mean, most of this was like just half of this was yapping. So yeah, that would have been like a 3-minute game right there, which is because it's a medium map. You get a bigger payout. Now this payout would have even been more if I actually did the side objectives, but I didn't do any of those, but still pretty good. We're already level 50. I forgot what we started at today, but I think something like 45, so we're leveling up really, really fast. Let's go to Bleed Still, which we haven't done yet, but also let's spin. That was not the twins, I'm sorry. We started at 45, yes. Will it be yokai? Another pretty useful ghost to learn. It's interesting how there's so many different ways to detect ghosts during a hunt. It's not all just speed related. Like, that's the first level of figuring out a ghost during the hunt. Is just listening to the speed, but there's a whole lot more to know than just that. We have 1 all-in, Derpy Loves right here, and 26 million doubters. Let's go. All right, so Walter Norris right here. We have Repel, Escape, and Cleanse. My favorite set of objectives, because you can do it during a single hunt, especially with a no sanity challenge. That'll just be free objectives, basically. So for the yokai, has a pretty unique ability that it has like an ability that you probably know about, which is if you're talking to the yokai, it will hunt much earlier. It'll hunt at 80% sanity, so it's like an early hunting ghost. But also during a hunt, it has an ability, which is that it only detects your talking and equipment from really close range. It cannot detect you from far away. So the best way to detect for yokai is you kind of want to have a smudge in most situations. Is it hunting already? I think so. Is sitting in a place where you don't have line of sight with the ghost, and then like walking close to it and seeing if it's detecting your equipment and immediately walking to you. So you see how it walked. Oh, is this another poltergeist? Oh my god. Wait, what the fuck? Bro, I mean, I assume this is a poltergeist? Dude! Another poltergeist, bro? So you saw how there was like an absolute tornado going on of items. That's not really necessarily a good yokai test. Yokais can be kind of tricky. They're one of those ghosts that is can be really hard to figure out depending on the map. Some maps have really easy yokai tests, others have hard ones. Most of the time it can be easy as long as you have a smudge, because one thing you can do is just sit in a side room in an area where the ghost would usually not walk towards, and then like for example, if I sit here and I'm close to the ghost, I turn on my equipment and then I just wait to see if the ghost immediately walks into this room. That'll probably mean, okay, it's a yokai, it immediately ran through the door. But obviously then you're gonna die if you don't have a smudge stick. Alternatively, you can do a test like that. If it was, like if it's coming into the room, so the way you want to test it, you want to have your equipment be blinking, the ghost comes close, you kind of tease the ghost, you walk into it a little bit, and then you want to turn off your equipment, because once the yokai gets super close to you, it will start detecting your equipment. But like if it comes like by, this is basically the distance of a yokai, like something like this, it's extremely close, like to that you know, the middle of my screen right there, the door frame right there. This is basically the distance at which you can detect, whereas for a normal ghost it's like all the way over there to that chair basically. So it's like double the distance basically. Also, what the fuck, look at this plate right here. How did she get stuck inside of the thing? Good job. But we're gonna set up for another poltergeist here as well, so I might as well show you that again, or we could do it over there or on that table. Only have, holy shit, you see that throw? It's in that room. Ah! Okay, dude. So you kind of want to lose, the ghost a bit. That's a good way to test as well. Losing the ghost so that it's walking away. Then you turn on your equipment and then see if it immediately walks towards you again. You see how it immediately came back into the room and walked towards my location? That is very, holy shit, that throw. That is very, yokai-like. Or not yokai-like, sorry. A yokai would... So the big problem that yokais have for detecting them is that they are basically stupid. So they're walking around randomly, which means that they can also walk around randomly exactly to your location. So you're kind of gonna judge, you kind of want to do multiple tests if you really think something is a yokai or not a yokai, to actually make sure that you are seeing it. Okay, it's really coming immediately to my equipment. It's like rushing towards me. Because if you just do a single test, you can sometimes just get unlucky and rule out yokai when it actually ends up being a yokai, but it was just, like, it just randomly found you one time. So yeah, it's one of those ghosts that, there's not a yokai, sorry, it's a poltergeist. I was talking about yokai, but we're dealing with a poltergeist here, because it was, like, throwing items around everywhere. Like, absolutely crazy. There you go. It was indeed a poltergeist. 3,504 minutes, goodness gracious. Lots of interactions, obviously. It even, yeah, I thought it did this. It even did a polter throw here, you can see that. Only 2 hunts. Alright, dude, this is one hell of a fast way to level up. I haven't gotten any other tier 3 though. That's fine. Okay, so we've done... We can also do Camp Woodwind, sure, because it's not necessarily that crazy. I still really despise Camp Woodwind for the way the ghost rooms work. Will it be a Dio? That would be a very obvious one. Alright, so far we've had only ghosts that we can figure out during a hunt. There will also be times where we're gonna get ghosts that are unable to be figured out during a hunt, which we'll still be figuring those out. We're not just gonna give up. The one thing that I think is very important, and not necessarily very important, but just for my personally, there's a fine line between this, what I'm doing right now, at least in my opinion, and it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to be elitist about the way that you play Phasmophobia. You can play however the fuck you want to, but there is a very like prominent strategy, specifically on Camp Woodwind. I don't know why my door's frozen right now, which is where you do a challenge like this with a really high multiplier, then you try and figure out the ghost super fast based on their hunting behavior. And if you don't find one of the really obvious ghosts, you just Alt F4, well, not Alt F4, you leave the game or you load out with a random guess and you just try again. And you just like basically 50% of the time you just guess, and the other 50% of the time you immediately find a Dio, a yokai, a Revenant, etc. Like you find something really obvious, which you're basically just cheesing the game at that point. It's like a little less cheesy than just absolutely guessing, but it's like so close to it, and it kind of, like, I don't know, it just makes levels not really mean anything, because I find it much more interesting to actually try and push through those hard games. Like if you get a game that's tough, that has, you have like a Goryo or something, and you actually have to push through it. Now sometimes you will still get it wrong in those situations, because some ghosts are just extremely hard to figure out, which is why some people just guess. But I like to at least try my best. We have 3 all-ins here, and 26 million on Doubt. We have Heather Wilson. Repel, cleanse, photo of the ghost. Once again, pretty good. So on this map, you kind of don't really need to do any lights. You can just run to this right here. Do we have a light switch? Pretty sure we have one. This is a decent looping spot right here. Ember Fox, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. I threw an object right there. So we're gonna loop it around this area. Or you can loop it around that area. It doesn't really matter. I think these block line of sight. It's not hunting right now. Which could be shade if it keeps going for a while. Oh, never mind. So you saw how I turned on my flashlight? Wait, did it just shapeshift into itself? Wait, did you see that? I think it just did a yokai or an Obake ability, but it shapeshifted into a different form of itself. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, that's so interesting. So, it went into crawling mode for a second. It just changed it to grandma as well. Oh god. Let's see if we get another one. We don't get another one. And maybe it changes to the baby. Yeah, that could be it as well. So yeah, that's a good example of yet another Obake right there, or Mimic, of course. Which this is, like, you see how fucking insanely fast that game is. I mean, all of them are really fast, are really good ways to level up. But so far we haven't, unless it's a Mimic, made a mistake yet. There you go, it was indeed an Obake. Flanzy, thank you for the 5 gift subs, thank you. And look at that, 3,000 experience in absolutely no time. So yeah, we've already talked about Obake. It's kind of nice to just play super fast games so you get to see all this behavior firsthand. Because I've done guides where I talk about all the behavior, but it is kind of nice to see the ghost. But obviously, I can't just summon a ghost. Like, if I want to explain you how a Dio works, I can't just, like, manifest a ghost. Like, I have to wait for the game to give me one, which is why when I do my ghost guides, I just talk about the behaviors and I don't, like, I can't show it. So this is kind of a neat in-between where I can do both, kind of. All right, well, that was not a Dio. Hopefully we'll find a Dio, though, because they're really cool. Yeah, we need paid actors, exactly. Will it be an Oni? What's the Oni behavior again, guys? You remember, right? The blinking. Also, very well known for not being able to do airball ghost events. That's the other thing that a lot of people know about Oni. That's the meme. Whenever you get an airball ghost event, you know, haha, not an Oni. We could, what do we have? Ghost photo. All right, we'll grab a photo cam. This is like very juicy. We have 5% with 1 all-in though, and then 29 million over on the doubter side. Absolutely insane bets. We have Justin here. Capture ghost photo, crucifix, and incense. Let's go. I really like Tanglewood for doing this type of challenge. The only downside of Tanglewood is that if you're doing a no sanity challenge, the distance between the door and the looping spot is a little far, so sometimes you'll get a hunt before you can reach it. We'll see if that happens here. Not this time though. There we go. Alright, so we want an Oni. We'll see if we get one. Not hunting. It's throwing stuff over there. It's turning on the shower. Interesting. So it's in this area. It turned off the breaker. Okay. That's actually the first time a ghost has done that for us. It did an airball! No! Are you kidding me? That's actually so stupid. So yeah, that right there is the ability that shows you that it is in fact not an Oni. And also, because it turned off the breaker, Jinns cannot do that. So it cannot be a Jinn, because Jinn's whole power... Excuse me! Jinn's whole power is relating to the breaker, so by turning it off, it would nerf itself, so they removed that. Which, by the way, it used to be able to do that, but then they removed it. Because it made no sense. Also, dude, you're really trying to rub this in, huh? It's not hunting, is it actually a shade? What you have to keep in mind with shades is that they are still active when your sanity is really low. So having ghost events doesn't necessarily mean that it cannot be a shade. It really depends on what your sanity is. Okay, now it's going back that way. What the fuck? This is like the longest without a hunt. Yeah, it might be Banshee or something. This could be a game where we actually are gonna have to like do some multiple hunts and maybe some outside of a hunt stuff as well, if we have to. I didn't like accidentally turn off the no sanity, did I? Because it's just not hunting at all. Courtney, thank you for the 4. Sometimes you just get a situation like this. You just get a weird ghost that doesn't hunt for a really long time. There we go. So here I'm turning on my flashlight until it gets close. I turn it. I'll bait it a bit. Oh. Wait. It was like right on the edge. Okay, we have to test that again. That was like extreme. We might have been right on the. Are you kidding me? Another one? This ghost is ridiculous. You gotta like test it multiple times. You can't just be on the edge of the flashlight blinking, because then you won't be in range for any ghost. You have to be like significantly inside of it. In my opinion, or in my experience, the best one here is by doing it again. Is by being, if the ghost is like walking back and forth over there, you can be right here, which the ghost will detect your flashlight through the wall. So if it then immediately walks from there all the way inside the garage, you know, okay, we're dealing with a non-yokai here. Is definitely extremely active when it comes to ghost events. So you would think... So we're gonna loop it here. Okay, so it seems like it's probably not a yokai. You can test it as well here by running away and then going behind here. Okay, there it found me. Let's see what we got. It's getting fast. We're gonna have to do a bit more tests. I think this might be our first situation where we actually have to do some more elaborate testing, which is gonna be good. Because I only got to explain about a few ghosts just now, or so far, because we immediately found the ghost every time. So let's just throw a bunch of shit down here for Poltergeist. I'm gonna do one more hunt before we grab some more equipment. Let's go. I want to try to get a ghost photo as well. So we know there's a lot of ghosts that we can already rule out. For example, you saw they got faster, so Hantu and Thay are immediately off the table because they can't do that. Revenant also off the table because it's not like doing the speed stuff. Dio, it didn't find me for like the whole first hunt, so definitely not that. Oh god. So, come here. Oh fuck. Nice, I got the photo. It's throwing quite far, but not all the time. So I don't think this is a poltergeist. So I'm gonna smudge here at 32 exactly. So it gets slow when I smudge it because I have the tier 2 smudge, by the way. Okay. So let me step outside. Let me grab some stuff and we'll yap a little bit about other things. I'm gonna grab... I mean, this being a demon would be insane. I'm pretty sure I got the ghost photo, right? Yeah, I got a 3-star ghost photo. Look at that. Just want that for the objective. You're gonna grab salt for Wraith, because it definitely felt like a bit of a Wraith. We still have, no, we need a smudge. Never mind. We'll grab this as well. Yeah, it did speed up. I'm gonna just set up a little bit. So I'm setting up a crucifix to potentially test for both Onryo and demon. Although if this is a demon, then I have the shyest demon of all time. I'm grabbing a candle for Onryo too. Onryo, and we'll grab this for Mimic real quick, and this for Banshee potentially. Okay, so the ghost can hunt in 20 seconds here, unless it's a demon, in which case you can hunt right now. I'm gonna place this. And then quickly check for Orbeez. So the Mimic will still show orbs, even when you have set it to no evidence, because it's not an evidence, it's an ability to show orbs, which we're not really seeing that right now, so that's a little concerning. Let's set up the salt. Right here, here, here. Hold on to this. So now I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna babysit this candle a little bit. I don't know if it's still in this room. It might have left. Oh, it's still cold here though. It's gonna be a spirit. It's been 2 minutes since I smudged. I'll talk about what I did here. It's a bit time-based right now. 50 seconds for Spirit. Fox Devil, thank you for the 5 gifts. So Spirit cannot hunt for 3 minutes after you smudge it. So that's why this could be a Spirit right now, because it's still not hunting, even though a normal ghost could have already hunted for the last minute, last 60 seconds. But then again, what you have to keep in mind is the baseline behavior of the ghost that you're facing, right? This ghost was not hunting for a really long time, even before we smudged it, so it could totally be like just the regular behavior of this specific ghost that we have here, because every ghost is a little different. But you also have to keep in mind that it could be a spirit, but you kind of want to do multiple tests then and hope that you get at least one semi-early hunt. Right now in 5 seconds a spirit could hunt, so it definitely is checking every box for spirit here. Right now a spirit could start hunting. It's gonna immediately use the crucifix, or is it still gonna wait a while? Unless it's just a shade in this single room right here. That would be ridiculous. It's also not doing any ghost events right now, strangely enough. So this is definitely... Oh. It stepped in the salt and blew out this... It's walking away. It's definitely not a wraith then. So this seems heavy spirit energy right now, because it didn't hunt for a while, but then again, it's still not hunting right now, so it could also be a shade. So I think our next step is gonna be smudge the ghost again, and then don't be in the ghost room, and so definitely not a yokai, because it's running to me immediately. I'm gonna smudge. I would like to leave. Okay, I smudged at 35:52 basically. Okay, so we know it's not a phantom because it's not blinking very slowly, right? That's the phantom thing. There's lots of ghosts it can't be. Mare would be much faster. Raiju would be faster. Twins would be slower and faster. Just ghost is not doing any of that. We basically loop the ghost the whole hunt, so it can't be an Obake, because the Obake actually... So the shape-shifting, right? It happens like with 6.66% chance every blink, but it will happen at least once during every hunt that it does. So if you loop it for an entire hunt and you never see it, it cannot be an Obake. And you usually see it multiple times during a hunt. I'm quickly grabbing this. Grabbing 2 smudges. If I turn on the TV, interesting. Did it blow out that candle when I was in there? Or did I like walk out? I'm gonna just light this. So it's been a minute now since I smudged. So in 20 seconds it can hunt. This ghost is insane, dude. This feels so like Banshee energy. But then again, it's doing a bunch of airball garbage. Maybe it's just a shade, which would kind of be fitting because it's not hunting that much. Okay, there you go. So that was within the time period of the spirit still being disabled. That was less than 3 minutes, which means at that point you immediately can rule out a spirit. If you smudge during a hunt, you have to make sure that you actually hit the ghost with the smudge. What I recommend is you get a hunt, you smudge during the hunt, and you set like a timer during the hunt, because the timer goes in as soon as you smudge, even if it's during the hunt. Whereas, if you try to smudge outside of a hunt, you don't always know that you actually hit the ghost, because it could be roaming around the rest of the map. So then you might think that you smudged it, and then it's gonna hunt after like 90 seconds and think that it's not a spirit, whereas you just never hit it with the smudge stick to begin with. So it's not a poltergeist because it's not throwing a lot. It's not a yokai because we did that test like several times now. It immediately walked at me. The Myling, as I said, you can hear the footsteps from far away here. There's totally no quiet footsteps at all, so it's definitely not a Myling. Let me turn this on again. I did not smudge there, right? So it's gonna just hunt immediately again. Immediately for this ghost is not very fast. There you go. So we need to check if it changed ghost room, because it feels like it, because it's not really hunting inside of that room. You can clearly hear the footsteps when my flashlight isn't even blinking at all, right? Which is you can rule out Myling that way. It should almost entirely not be a demon unless this is literally the shyest demon of all time. Because it like didn't hunt for like almost 4 minutes, more than 4 minutes basically. So I feel like this has a very high chance to potentially be a shade. The weird part is, so the shade will start hunting at 35% sanity, but it can never hunt when you're in the same room with the ghost. But it can also never blow out a candle or write in the book when you're in the room, and it did blow out a candle when we were in the room. However, the problem with that is that if the ghost walks right outside of the room, it might be outside of the room but still in range of the candle, thus being able to blow it out while like you were in the room with the candle but you're not in the room with the ghost. Like, it's a really stupid situation that you can sometimes run into. Anyway, I'm gonna grab this or I guess just this, because I want to know where the ghost room is now. I saw someone say it turned on the TV, it can't be a Mare. That is old knowledge. I wish it was still in the game. It's one of the most confusing things that the devs have ever changed. It no longer works that way. They just removed that for literally no reason whatsoever, outside of just removing a cool thing that people could learn. Oh god. So yeah, it no longer did. The TV used to count as a light switch, but it doesn't anymore. The TV doesn't count as a light switch. So if it turns on a TV, it doesn't mean that it's not a Mare anymore. It actually has to turn on a light itself. Okay. Anyway, we need to test a little better. I want this hunt to just be over so we can detect where the ghost room is. It's definitely a much trickier ghost. Turn on the lights again. You have to turn them on every time after a hunt. That's been the game, or been in the game forever. Alright, so it's in the living room now, which seems like it means that it's not, because it's warmer here. Yeah, but it is cold here because this was originally the ghost room. I think that means it's probably not Onryo or Banshee, because it did roam, it seems. I'm going to place this thing here. Let me talk about that in a second after placing this. There we go. Hopefully we'll stop the ghost with that. So the Onryo is very well known that pretty much the only thing that you can figure out about a Onryo is that if it changes ghost room, it's not a Onryo, right? But the Banshee also cannot change ghost room, because the way that it used a crucifix underneath the candle. That's a very important thing. That means it's not an Onryo, because for Onryos, the candle would be blown out first, because the candles also work as crucifixes against the Onryo specifically. So yeah, we know it's not an Onryo. We can rule that out. So the way that roaming... Oh, fuck. I'm gonna just stand in the ghost room, honestly, test for shade here. The way that changing ghost room works is that when it does a long roam, it has a chance to change Ghost Room. However, specifically the way that the Banshee works is this long roam can only be, it's like an ability. It's replaced with an ability, which only targets the target player, like the current target of the Banshee. It will roam towards that player, and that removes its ability to change Ghost Room for whatever reason. It's a bit strange because the Phantom and the Wraith have very similar traits, where they will long roam to specific random people, but not the target. But those do not overwrite their ability to change Ghost Room. So Phantom and Wraith, even though their abilities arguably are very similar to the Banshee, they can still change Ghost Room, but the Banshee can't. So it's a bit of a confusing situation, but it's actually really useful for this specific scenario that we're in, because it, like, if you, during a no evidence challenge, we now have a way to rule out Banshee without having to get a bunch of whispers, which is extremely annoying. So that's kind of nice. It's not hunting right now. It seems extremely shade energy, which means that that was a weird situation where it blew out the candle. Now, once you get, there's like hard evidence and there's soft evidence. Technically, we could be just the most unlucky person of all time who has a ghost that as soon as I step into the ghost room, for whatever reason, it coincidentally stops hunting. But it's not a shade. Like, that can just happen. You can also have ghosts that are not spirit, that don't hunt for 3 minutes long after you smudge them. Like, that's just something that happens sometimes. So you don't have to feel like a noob if you get something wrong, as long as your reasoning was sound and you can, like, identify what the situation was. Like, you will just sometimes make mistakes even with perfect knowledge, because some behavior is just not, like, if you see a Dio, it's immediately obvious that it's a Dio. But when you are dealing with a shade, or sometimes a Mare, or like a Uray, you don't necessarily know 100% certain that it's gonna be that ghost. You just have to, like, use as much knowledge that you can gather, because those ghosts just don't have that obvious of abilities. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say this is a shade, because as soon as I step into the ghost room, we just get no hunts at all, which is what the shade cannot hunt when you're in the same room. That was once again like 2 minutes without any hunts at all. So yeah, I'm gonna, also 2 minutes without any activity at all, basically. So yeah, that should be very clearly a shade, which is a good example, a very good example of shades doing lots of ghost events, right? Because that shade went crazy. It did lots of airballs, lots of shadow ghost events. There you go. Which you cannot necessarily rule out a shade based on ghost events. Look at this. We had, in 18 minutes was our longest game so far. We had 5 ghost events, and all of them were pretty much right at the beginning. We had like an airball, a shadow ghost event, all within like the span of 3 minutes at the start of a game. But because the way that the shade works, once you are below 50% sanity, it works, it's like a normal ghost in terms of ghost events, because the shade only has a reduced chance to do ghost events when you're above 50% sanity. So because we started 0, we don't even have any use of that. So yeah, don't get baited by that. But anyway, that was a shade, as I said, one of our trickiest ghosts so far. Let's hop into Edgefield, and we are also gonna respin. It was the complete opposite of this guy right here. The complete opposite of an Oni. Now the shade also has an increased chance to do airball and shadow form ghost events, so we did kind of see that. Usually you don't get to see that, because usually the shade doesn't do any ghost events, but we got to see like several shadow, several airball, thus, and also obviously not hunting when we were in the same room. All right, will it be a Thay? Let's do the Edgefield. That is one absolutely juicy bet right here. 29 million versus 2 all-in 6% believers. Cora Corrigan here. Nice one. EMF, Repel, and Paramic. Alrighty. We'll do the Repel for sure. And I guess we could have an EMF. We could throw it in there just because this is Edgefield. It's like the map with the shortest run back. Quickly throw it in. We'll also grab some salt. Just real fast. Throwing that right there, and then I do want another smudge stick as well. Wait, it already turned off the breaker in the time that I opened the door, threw in 2 items? Okay, are you a freaking Hantu? Excuse me? So Hantus have a... are the only ghost that has a slightly higher chance to turn off the breaker, because its ability is relating to temperature. Like its speed is relating to temperature, and when the breaker is on, the temperature will slowly rise, thus making the Hantu weaker, whereas when the temperature is lower... It's actually a Hantu, I think! Wait, wow. Wait, come with me. Okay, wait, we're gonna do something spicy here. So it's gonna chase me. I'm gonna turn off the breaker real quick so we can see it. You see how there's cold breath coming from the ghost? That is the Hantu breath. That is only a thing when you... I mean, I'm assuming that's a Hantu or it's a mimic. Hopefully it's a mimic for the believers, but for me it's gonna be a Hantu. Now you have to have the breaker off for that. You can also turn off the breaker during a hunt, as I just did right there. Another thing, well actually, you know what? We can do another loop real quick, because this is actually relative. Do I have a cursed possession? I don't, right? You understand, like when you loop the ghost, it won't speed up. It's you just loop it around an object and it'll just never speed up. So because I had the breaker on by default, the temperature was high to start, and it was chasing me, but it's not going to speed up. It's going to be very slow because the temperature was high. It wants to turn off the breaker so the temperature gets lower, which we immediately saw because the breaker got turned off within the first, like, 10 seconds of the game right there. So it's a very, like, clear, this is a Hantu kind of situation right there. Fuse box toggles, one right there. So, I really like that you can see the freezing breath, but it only shows that. It doesn't have to do with temperature, it just has to do with the breaker. As soon as the breaker is turned off, it will do that freezing breath effect, which is really obvious to see. So that's kind of a neat ability as well. Alright, anyway, it was a fast ghost, or a slow ghost in this case, but not a Thay, sadly. Kind of like the brother. Thay and Hantus are kind of brothers. Will it be a Revenant? That's one. Hantu is one of those, like, super obvious ones that's usually not gonna be that dangerous, depending on how much you turn on the breaker. Like, if you're one of those people who just lets the breaker be off all the time and you just drain all your sanity. I'm gonna upgrade this. Go to the shop. There we go. Then you're gonna be in trouble against the Hantu, but usually it should be okay. We have 26 million versus 2 all-ins. Let's go. Alright, Nellie Smith, cleanse, escape, and ghost photo. Alright, let's go try to get the ghost photo for all the objectives. We'll see. So Revenant is just gonna be super slow while it's far away from us, and then once it sees us, it's gonna go insane-o fast. Let's hope we get that here. Turn on all the lights. There we go, we're all ready. Also, this is the best looping spot, Ridgeview, here around this table, and it's also immediately a perfect Poltergeist test because there's so many objects on the table. It's not hunting right now. Strangely enough, I'm gonna drop just a few more items. Just in case. Another shade? Excuse me. Got those. Bro, these last 2 ghosts have been so... Why didn't I take the picture? My brain stopped working for a second, and then as soon as it worked, it was already too late. I was like... Had a huge brain fart moment. Is this a shade? Do it again! I think it's actually a shade. Like, it's not doing shit, bro. Because it's in this room again. 2 shades in a row? No hunts. Shadow... Very close. Was in the garage there. Holy balls! I got the photo. It double backed on me. It double backed on me? Jesus Christmas. Ah! This shade is crazy! was just looping like normal. I mean, I took the ghost photo, right? Yes, I did. It's turning that on now? This could also be... Maybe Banshee? I feel like it's most likely a shade, but let's do one more information here. Because, like, why was it so far away from the ghost room? If the ghost room is the garage there, like, why was it all the way out there to me? So we're gonna grab both of these guys. We did all objectives though, which is kind of nice. And we'll grab, I guess, we should actually grab this guy right here. It wandered. Yeah, it could have just wandered to me. But I don't know why that's the second game in a row that if this is a shade, we have like a weirdly roamy shade. I don't know what's up with that. Place crucifix and grab my flashlight. Okay, I didn't actually have a proper timer. I should also grab this. We don't have to listen to this shit the whole time. Yeah, wraith test we'll do after this. I just want to be in the ghost room right now and see if it hunts from the same area. Hello, ghost. Can you give us a sign? Talk to me. I have a smudge, so I could just be back here in the corner. Oh, okay. Definitely not a fucking shade. Jesus, it was right next to me. I'm gonna just walk upstairs. Is that too close? To try and not have to use this smudge right now. Okay, okay, okay. Jesus Christ, ghost, chill. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Fucking hell, man. What was that? So when you smudge the ghost, it's supposed to walk in a random direction, but sometimes, like this was a perfect example, because it's walking in a random direction, that could be the same direction that you're going, which means that you can die. So if that was a tier 1 smudge stick, I would have most likely died, but because I had the tier 2, I slowed down the ghost enough for me to get away. Ridiculous. Anyway, we can rule out. I'm glad I didn't leave with shade, because that, I mean, unless that was perfect, like an absolute insane bug, because I was right next to the ghost, that cannot possibly be a shade. So then I'm starting to think, it's obviously not a phantom. Let me just rule out some ghosts here. It's obviously not a phantom. It hunted too early, so it cannot be a spirit. It didn't seem like it was blinking very fast, so not an Oni. When it got around the corner with the garage, it didn't suddenly get super fast, so no Jinn. No Poltergeist because it wasn't throwing very much. No Hantu because it was speeding up. Revenant. Obake because we looped it the whole hunt. Dio, Mare, Raiju, all because of speed. Myling, I don't think, because we heard it just fine. From afar. And then we're gonna... Yokai we haven't really tested for yet. Let's grab another smudge. And then I guess we could put... Oh, Onryo test is gonna be a little tough here. Because, this room is just so large. I really have a feeling that this could be Wraith or Banshee, so I should just grab the... salt. Because I don't know how else it would be all the way... Don't fucking lock me in there. There we go. How it would be all the way over to my location when the ghost room is the garage. And it wasn't a phantom. Phantom also has a roaming ability, so we grab this. And then I guess we can place 2 crucifixes in the garage, because then we should be able to block everything. We'll see here. I was gonna put everything in one spot to try and get easy photos as well. There we go. Ooh, it used the crucifix this time. We need to see if it used the... If it blew out the candle as well. It did blow out the candle. At the same time. We'll place this here. Gonna be a bit hard to test, because that crucifix is obviously not in range of this candle. What if I stand out here and we get... I have enough crucifixes for me to not have to be there and babysit it right now. It hunts pretty fast, doesn't it? Oh, it's fine. So we're waiting for it to either roam to us right here and like step in the salt, or to do a Banshee scream, which is the special Banshee ability on the paramic. We're getting a few... Okay, that's something. A few sneaky ghosts in a row here. This ghost is kind of insane. Oh, come on. I knew I had to smudge there just right at the end. I think I still hit the ghost. Okay, so, I mean, I don't think this is a demon after all, because it would have easily used a crucifix right there in this room. Because there's 2 crucifixes in this room, there's no way. So the way that the demon works... The demon you cannot test during a hunt, but you can test outside of a hunt. So you see this range right here on the crucifix? That is the regular ghost range. The demon will have a 50% larger range. So the fact that we had this guy and this guy right here in this ghost room, and it's still hunted from this room, means it cannot possibly be a demon. We should really test for yokai. So we have that out. It's also not a wraith because it stepped in the salt right there. Let's grab... Do we have one more? I don't know if we have one more. Let's see. That would be... very... Yes, we have just one more remain. Let's grab more salt so we can get potentially the perfect game here, because this is definitely gonna be a tricky one to figure out. It hasn't changed Ghost Room yet, so it could be Onryo. What the fuck was that? It threw like a bunch of items, but it can't be a poltergeist. I mean, look at all this shit on this table, so. Turn on all the lights. This is not an item that it can throw. I'm gonna do yokai test in the kitchen here. If it hunts. That should be more than enough. Airball? Airball out here, huh? Kinda sus, if you ask me. It used, and it, wait, huh? I mean, an airball doesn't teleport the ghost to your location. That's kind of weird, though. Because it used a crucifix at the exact same time, pretty much. It used a further away crucifix this time. I really want to test for Onryo. But it's gonna be hard because I have to be in the ghost room with my because this also prevents hunts if it blows out my candle. I just want you to use this singing ghost event. Yes, perfect. So it used the crucifix before it blew out my lighter, right? I mean, it pretty much happened at the exact same time. But my lighter was still visually on when the crucifix was already used, so... I mean, that might be just a delay. Do it. I'm gonna... Wait, that's very sus right there. The double blow. After all this? After all this time? So on Onryo's crucifixes, if you place a crucifix underneath a candle, it will always blow out the candle before using the crucifix. Now, this only works if it's tier 1 or tier 2, because tier 3 has a larger range than the candle range. So at that point, okay, well, at that point you're not gonna get it. So I think this is, we don't have to check anymore. For like yokai, because it seems very likely to be an Onryo here. It's already done. Wait, no, it's not. Hello? There we go. That was very quiet when I was upstairs, but that doesn't mean anything necessarily. Okay, so we go again. We just have to hope that it does a ghost event here. I guess I'll hold this at the same time. That it comes to this location by a ghost event and then uses the crucifix right away. Can you give us a sign? It hasn't changed ghost room. And I didn't smudge it there because we just want permanent hunts here. This one will eventually run out of fuel, by the way, the lighter, so I gotta be careful. Come this way. Hello, bitch. Come right here. Come here. This is like the shittiest room because you really want to have a room that's small enough to place one crucifix with a candle. It sucks that this room is so large. It makes the Onryo test much more difficult. That's why on certain, like, large maps, you're never gonna be able to do this. Okay, well, that was, once again, not in range, so that's kind of a piece of pain in the ass right there. Extremely annoying. I mean, we could test for... Let's just test for yokai here. So I usually sit here. Oh! Wait! Wait! It just walked up... Is it yokai? Wait, is it a mimic? Wait, that is... There's no way... I was there? Is there like a world in which that could be anything else but a yokai? Wait. Let's grab a camera real quick. It found me upstairs. No, but it could have just randomly walked that way. That's the thing. Let's grab this guy. I don't know. We'll have to, because I don't feel like it was a yokai before, but... I mean, that could also be because it wasn't a yokai at the time if it's a mimic, right? But we'll see. That's just laughing. You break the lights, you piece of crap. There really don't seem to be orbs, though. That's a bit of a F. Please use this crucifix. This one's almost gonna go out. Gonna hunt again, right? I guess we have to be a little closer to the stairs. Like maybe all the way at the back is just slightly too far if it makes the corner really sharply. Please come back here. Do I move it to that side? Don't do it, don't do it. Okay, this should be in range. Please use the fucking... before it burns out! Do it! Yes, you're throwing weapons at me. I understand. Please blow out this... Please use this crucifix, you piece of crap. I didn't smudge you! It feels like a mix of ghosts. Like, it's so weird that this is not a mimic. Please blow out, or please use this crucifix. It's gonna wait for it to fucking burn out to not give me any information. Do it, dude. Holy shit, you're a pain in the ass. Hello? No. Don't do that. Wait, it walked outside? Wait, he's actually yokai after all this time? After all we fucking been through? Come downstairs. I mean, that seems like a very straightforward... I mean, we kind of have to go with yokai. If you were here, this is how I usually test for yokai. I sit here, and if they walk up the stairs, you know it's not a yokai, and that's exactly what happens. So if this is if this is not a yokai, then I know that I have to revise that test, and I guess I have to move slightly forward. But that is two situations in which it totally walked away from me when I was like very close to it while it was hunting with my flashlights going crazy, and it did not find me. So. This is like... This could be a perfect example of how ghosts can seem like entirely different ghosts when they're just like a yokai. There you go. Okay. So that was like simultaneously felt like a Shade, a Banshee, an Onryo, but you just got, that's why you gotta filter out what is hard evidence versus like soft evidence. So it roaming to us is like soft evidence for Banshee. It's not hunting when you're in the ghost room for a long time is soft evidence for Shade. It not hunting when you have a candle there, soft evidence for Onryo. But it not finding you at all during a hunt is harder evidence for yokai. If we would have gotten like a Banshee scream or something, that would have been like obvious super hard. Like some evidence is super hard, just like a there's a like spectrum of how solid a certain evidence is. But that was definitely a tough game, even though it was one of the obvious ghosts, but it was just so many other ghosts that we were kind of getting fooled. But that is 3,500 right there, easy peasy. We already gotten 10 levels so far. I didn't unlock anything, but that's fine. All right, not a Revenant, obviously. And could have been a Mimic. That would have been amazing. Demon? Shade? Demon. 1 pixel into demon. Will it be a demon? Alrighty. We're gonna do that Grafton. Let's go. We have 2 all-ins and 1 other pretty big bet. First is, that is 28 million on the doubter side. Goes up and down so much on the doubters. Brendan Clark here, EMF, cleanse, and motion sensor. I don't really care. I'll just do the, try to figure out the ghost. I guess we could bring in a motion sensor. That's pretty easy. But we can just place that on the stairs and then immediately grab the EMF as well. If it doesn't hunt right away. Run. Okay. A little different from last games. Definitely not a Raiju. Definitely not a Myling. It's all the way back there. Is this a Poltergeist? Not a Jinn? Okay, what the fuck? Alright, anyway, it's definitely, it stepped on the motion sensor. We're gonna set up for a Poltergeist here because I heard a bunch of throws happening. This is one of those maps that has like almost no items on this. So testing Poltergeist, you have to. You beast! You turn off the breaker. Not a Dio, yeah. I mean, it hunted immediately, so it could also be a demon. That would be sick. But I thought I heard a bunch of throws. Please tell me the breaker is here. Ah, shit. This room. Don't make me go all the way upstairs. I would cry. Nice. Okay. We haven't found a bone. We found a bone like once. Turn on some lights. Alright. So let's see. We can rule out quite a lot of ghosts already. It's not hunting very fast. I didn't smudge it at all. We know it's not a Jinn, because it didn't speed up when it was far away. Revenant, obviously. Theo, Moroi, Raiju, they, Myling. Oh, it's coming. Hey, bitch! It's not... that's not an Oni, because you can see there's basically most blinks are really long. It's also not a Poltergeist, because you can see that it's not throwing too many items. I'm going to smudge at 1405 here, so we'll do a spirit test. And a demon test potentially, so I should run in really quick here. Go, go, go. So we can be there within 60 seconds. Let's grab this for Wraith. This. Go, go, go. We're getting like, we started off with only like super obvious hunting ghosts, and now we have changed into a bunch of really difficult secondary, like you have to do stuff outside of a hunt ghost. So not a Phantom, not an Oni, because it wasn't blinking very much and it wasn't blinking too slow. It didn't shapeshift at all, so not that guy. It just sped up, right? So no Hantu. Didn't seem faster or slower. It didn't throw anything, really. It could already hunt now if it's a demon for the next 30 seconds. Do it, dude. That'd be sick. In 10, 15 seconds, any ghost can hunt. Except spirit. 10 seconds. Do it. 5 seconds. I mean, it doesn't have to mean that it's not a demon. Okay, so now any ghost can hunt. Because that's the thing. That's like a soft evidence for it not being a demon. Because demons could just decide not to hunt. Immediately. And before it's gonna be a spirit now. That'd be fucked up. Oh, there we go. Not a spirit. Hey, buddy! Oh, that would look so weird. Oh, God. Oh, shit. I have to smudge at 16, 17. Alright, 16, 17. Let's see if the Soul got stepped in. Soul did get stepped in, so not a Wraith. Okay, we're actually reaching spicy territory here. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to the ghost room now to do, like, stuff for Onryo. I don't know where that is, so let's just quickly grab 16, 14, or 16, 17. We want to be inside the ghost room again in time. We grab this. We don't have enough inventory for that, sadly. We kind of want to see where it hunts from upstairs. Oh, I turned off the breaker again, you fucking piece. Okay, so, demon can hunt now. Oh, Jinn. I already said that, yeah. And it can't be a Hantu because it was speeding up, but it's just turning off the breaker for fun, I guess. This way. That is actually amazing, because that is the perfect... That right there is the absolute perfect example. You cannot get any better of a Uray ability. You saw the door, we had it front and center, it did a double door touch, the door was very open, it closes the door entirely, and then it falls shut. That is a perfect example of a Uray ability. Usually, you only hear it, so you have to hear the double door touch and then the later shutting sound, but there you could see it perfectly. You saw how the door was fully open, fully closed, instantly know it's a Uray, let's call it. Here you go. That one's actually so sneaky, usually. Urays can be extremely annoying, so knowing that is very important. There you go, it was a Uray, beautiful! And then you can see right here, 6 abilities used. Wow, okay, this Uray went crazy, but we only heard it one time. Nice. Nice. So, that is how you just have to be lucky with the Uray that it does the ability, because if it doesn't, it's just like a complete nothing ghost. Like, the Uray doesn't really have anything outside of that specific ability. Luckily, it did it right there. A perfect example. Alright, will it be a Phantom? Let's see it. We're gonna do that on... please still, sure, why not? We have 25 million versus 2 all-ins, 7% believer. We got Leslie Jones here. Motion sensor, cleanse, and photo. We'll focus on... This is... please still, right? Yeah, we'll just focus on maybe getting the photo if we get lucky. This map can be a little scary. We'll see. Hopefully not gonna turn on off the breaker all the time. So that's extremely annoying. Especially when it's a ghost that's like has nothing to do with the breaker and it just keeps turning it off. This is rude. just annoying. Alright, let's see. So this map is actually pretty difficult. I'm just doing all small maps. You could just do this on Tanglewood. Like, if you just want to practice doing it on Tanglewood over and over again is probably the way to go. Or on something like Edgefield is also decent. Edgefield can be a little tricky, though, because of the looping spot. It's just that it's so close to the truck, so it's kind of nice to go fast on Edgefield. It's not hunting again. But we've seen this now for... Oh, there's a boner right there. Nice. Get through that. Normal speed, it sounds like. I'm in range now, I think. I'm gonna turn off my equipment to see if it comes this way. Yup. Oh, it's a tiny ghost. It's a tiny ghost! I'm gonna take one picture and then die. Oh my god, that was not good enough? What do you mean that wasn't good enough? I smudged at 22:19 or something. Okay, so no Phantom, probably no Oni. Didn't see any shapeshifts, no Obake. It's sped up, so none of this, not this. We could hear the footsteps when it wasn't close to us, so none of that right there. We didn't do a Jinn test. Sounded totally normal, so not this. Poltergeist, I guess not, but we didn't really check that here because there's not enough stuff. So we should probably do that one again. Spirit test we're doing right now. Are we gonna get like a Goryo now? We're just gonna get every single annoying ghost in a row. We got Uray, we got... I mean, I guess... we had a shade before that, which was very annoying. It's throwing a lot of stuff actually in that workshop right there. So it slowed down because of the smudge. Yeah, I need to do a Jinn test when it's far away. And I want to try and take the ghost photo because I filled this one, obviously. Grab this. Grab the salt. And a paramic. Although it hasn't roamed to me yet at all. Should be in that workshop area. Okay, so a normal ghost could already hunt now. Which is strange. You want to scream at me? Do it. You know you want to. Throw over there again. We'll do... This is gonna do Wraith test. We'll do a Jinn test right here. That should be more than enough. Come on. Goryo would never change Ghost Room. That's like... Oh, it touched it. Still not hunting. Maybe just spirit. That's our first whisper of the whole day. Just a normal whisper. That's not the Banshee scream, obviously. So every time the Banshee does a whisper, it has a 30% chance to do, like, the special... The special scream. Hello there. So now suspicious is gonna be if it... I should get it out of here. If it doesn't... Like, if it just keeps going back to the ghost room. Hairball? It's already, like, into spirit range, right? So... Well, in 10 seconds here, I think. Oh, wait! Wait, what? It just did a ghost event! I guess this is a... I guess it's a spirit. I mean, it didn't hunt for insanely long. Now a spirit can hunt. That was a crazy amount of time. It also isn't a wraith because it's up in the salt. But it's still not hunting now, even. Oh, there's blinking lights now. What the fuck? Is that our first spirit, or did we have a spirit before? Oh no, that was a shade. Which this one does not see. Another whisper. I mean, demon is pretty much entirely impossible. Yokai isn't because it found me right away. That was not a double door sound. It's like a very specific different sound. Also, you would hear the closing effect. But why is it not hunting now, though? That's the weird part. Well, let's just do the Jinn test. I don't want to be there because I have a 1 second grace period. Another whisper. We're starting to basically rule out Banshee here. That was the third. I guess after 4, I usually say it's probably not a Banshee. It might also be a Onryo. Now this. There we go. Finally hunting. Not a Jinn. So I need to smudge it a little later. Smudge at 2656. That was actually a really risky move. I'll explain later. Okay, we're fine. So, why was that a risky move to smudge it like that? So you know how I said that the ghost is gonna randomly start roaming around when you smudge it, right? And that you can get really unlucky by having it roam the exact like path that you're going. However, in this scenario, I was kind of forcing that to happen because if I smudge the ghost at the end of this room, pretty much the only thing the ghost can do is walk back out of the room. That's the only direction it can go to. Like, it's not gonna just walk back and forth at the back of this room right here. So by smudging it here, I run the risk of it just like also walking out of the room, and then I gain a lot less distance that I want. And another thing you have to keep in mind is while you're in line of sight with the ghost, even though it's smudged, it will still speed up over time. So after the smudge runs out, it's gonna suddenly get a lot faster and come bursting after you. Yeah, spooky. Anyway, I'm gonna grab this. I just want to do another spirit test here. So it can already hunt. A normal ghost could already hunt right now, at this exact moment. So let's see. But then it also seems similar to a Onryo because it was far away from the ghost room. It keeps going back to the ghost room. And it's still there right now. But let's just run out this timer first. So it's been almost 2 minutes now. Because if we just get another 3-minute timer, I basically have to say spirit unless the game is absolutely fucking with me for no reason. So that's literally the only thing the spirit has, by the way. Because if you look at the... Yeah, it's only... Spirit can temporarily be stopped by burning incense near them. Turned off the breaker. We don't have that here, that's fine. Okay, well, it's almost 3 minutes, so I think we can say almost definitely a spirit here. In 30 seconds, it's gonna be 3 minutes. 20 seconds. I mean, I think it's time to go. It's time to bounce. So this is just like you passively do this. You just gotta have some form of timer. Now, if you don't, like, I use my recording timer. That's where you hear random numbers because I just look at the time, how long have I been recording, and I just read that out so then I know when I look at it again. You can also do this. If you open your Steam, there is a timer feature, right? Clock? Yeah, there's a clock feature, timer here. Or, yeah, this is just the time right now. You can reset. How do you do this? Repeat? Oh, you need to set a timer here. So you could set minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds, and then you could just, as soon as you smudge, you can see it on top of the game. As soon as you smudge, I don't know if there's a shortcut for this, but you can click this, and then it's just gonna count down, and then once, so this is like, this will be your, like, built-in smudge timer if you don't have, if you don't have some other way to see the time. Because if you just look at your, like, minutes on your PC, shift tab to open it. Yeah, obviously I know how to open the Steam overlay. I just mean, is there, like, a way to start the timer without having to open the overlay? Yeah, you could also do 3 minutes. That might be better, because then you have it for both spirit and for all of the ghosts, basically. So yeah, 3 minutes might be better. But anyway, I do it the old-fashioned way. So it should be a spirit unless I get super trolled. There you go. It wasn't even a spirit. Look at that. Lighter tier 3. That's really nice. So the downside of spirit is that you'll have to wait at least 3 minutes and probably have to do it twice. That's why I usually only do 1 spirit test, even though it's not the most, like, guaranteed spirit. I just don't want to wait another 3 minutes usually, but we're doing it more educationally here, so I don't mind spending a little extra time. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. Very nice. I am not actually gonna use the tier 3 glow or UV. I guess I wouldn't have had to waste any money, but it's just much worse than the glow stick in my personal opinion. That's the only tier 3. That's the only, since that they've changed the thermo to be like, they've nerfed the tier 1 massively and they buffed the tier 2 and tier 3. This is like, I will immediately swap to tier 2 once I've unlocked that, but for the UV, I still stay at glow stick. I still think the glow stick is just the best in slot for the UV. Anyway, that was not a phantom, sadly. We haven't seen a mimic at all today. That would be fun, because then you get to see, like, multiple behaviors. Will it be a Myling, the quiet, silent killer? Myling. Actually a pretty dangerous ghost in some situations. Let's do that on Tanglewood. We have 3 all-ins this time, though. Look at that. 8%, 24 million out. And we have another dev named Skinner right here. Kate Skinner. Cleanse, Repel, and Firelight. We are on Tanglewood, so we can actually light a few candles that are in the map, which there's only 2, I think. There is one right here. Oh, it's very close to the looping spot. And then there's another one in that room, but whatever. All right, let's throw a few extra items. Okay, yep, it's very close. It's touching so many doors, excuse me. There's no ghost that, like, touches more doors than others. Or, like, that's not a thing. Except, like, the Uray ability, obviously. Should be more than fine. It's not hunting. Weirdly enough. Hello, ghost? Except this one. Exactly. I have my lighter, right? Yes, I do. Got all my smudges, my lighter in hand. Ghost? Another fucking shade? Oh, hello. Hunt in the same room. Do it. Not a poltergeist. Okay, we can't really test for Myling this way, though. Smudge it! I smudged it! 3510. Not a Myling. That was a bone right there. Not a poltergeist either. No Phantom or Oni. Pick up the boner. Okay, not a poltergeist because it wasn't really throwing anything. Not a Revenant. Hantu because it was getting faster with a Obake seems unlikely. Raiju, Mare, Dio, Myling sadly. Twins I couldn't really test if it was slow at first. Let's quickly grab the salt as well. We can test. Yeah, Mimic would be nice. Did a singing ghost event, could be Banshee. Let's grab salt, this, and... actually, let's do setup with a candle. So we can test for... We can test for Onryo, sorry. Tone. What the fuck? Oh, I didn't place it somehow. Okay. Give me time, please. What did I say? 35. Didn't say 50, did I? Because then I was really fast there. Oh. 3510. So it can already hunt. Stepped in the salts. This is not a hunt, by the way. In case you're confused. Wait, I need to... Oh, it blew out the candle. Interesting. Wait, so it's in the... It's in the living room? Why wasn't it blinking? Because it's a ghost event. During ghost events, they don't blink. Come on. It should already be able to hunt, right? 35:10, it's already been 2 minutes. Are you gonna be another fucking spirit? Stop it. Oh, there we go. You okay, test? Okay, well, it's easily following me, so no yokai. I should do a Jinn test. Not a Jinn. Okay. Not a Jinn, not a Wraith, not a Spirit, because it hunted within time. Unlikely. I don't think that was twins. We need to, like, get it, we need to confirm the ghost room. Is it the living room? Should be cold breath in whatever the ghost room is. It hunted in the same room before. Oh. What the fuck? I should be able. I don't want to actually. I don't want to use my smudge. Should be fine. Yeah. This is like a bit of a cheese spot. I mean, not really. It's just a hiding spot, but the ghost doesn't touch the doors unless you hold them here. It can touch the door, at which point you will die, but it seemingly doesn't do it randomly very much. Okay, that was very quickly after. We know it's not a yokai, most likely. So now it's suddenly... It seemed like it changed ghost room then, right? Because it hunted from a totally different direction, so that would rule out Onryo and Banshee, which would be really good. It's a mare! You saw that? It turned off the light as soon as I flicked it on. I mean, I assume that was so close together. Hello, buddy. So that is the mares don't have abilities you can detect during a hunt. They have two ways you can detect them. You can either use their hunting range, which is depending on the light in the room that the ghost is in. If it's light in the ghost room, the ghost will only be able to hunt at 40% sanity if it's a mare. Whereas if it's dark in the ghost room, it will only be able to hunt at, or it will already be able to hunt at 60% sanity when it's a mare. Let's turn on. It doesn't happen all the time, the flicking light switch thingy. So, but we already saw it. Unless that was a hyper coincidence, but I'm just gonna assume that it wasn't. You can just keep doing it over and over again. You can get it as a coincidence because sometimes ghosts just turn off the lights right as you're trying to touch them. So you can use their 60 or 40% sanity range, or what I like to do more is just flick a bunch of light switches for a really long time. Now you have to keep in mind, the way this works is very specific. It is, there is a cooldown. You used to be able to just turn the light switch off and on infinitely until you had an instant flick off happen, like where it instantly would turn off the light switch after you turn it on. That was too OP because it made finding a mare extremely easy. So then they changed it, and now it works as follows. There is a cooldown of 10 seconds per light switch per person. So when you flick on a light switch, the ghost will check with like a, I don't know how high it is, like 10% chance or something. Do I use the ability? If not, don't check again for this light switch for 10 seconds. But what you have to keep in mind, it doesn't actually work like that. The way it works is if you flick it again, it will see, has 10 seconds passed? If yes, check again for 10% to do it. Then it might do it or it might not do it. If you flick it again within the time, within the 10 seconds, it will just set another 10-second timer. So then if you flick it again at like 5 seconds, it will set another timer, so you'll never get it. because it'll just keep setting a new 10-second timer if you keep flicking on and off the light switch within the 10-second timer. So you really have to make sure that you wait for 10 seconds per light switch. Now you can do, as you saw me do it, you can do it on all of the light switches in the area around the ghost. So then you can just do like a circle. You can flick on a light switch. And I don't know, this is something that I guess I should still ask from the devs. I don't know if turning off the light switch and then turning it back on ruins it in some way. Because like you kind of want to keep the lights on if possible. So I don't know. I usually, if I really want to test for it, I usually keep them all off. And then flick them on. See if it does it, turn it off, wait 10 seconds, flick it on, turn it off again. If you're in the team though, you can do it every 10 seconds per light switch per person. So then everyone can just do it over and over again in a circle and you'll be able to get it much, much faster. So that's why in a team this is easier than solo. Now let's hope that is actually what happened there and it didn't just randomly turn off the light switch. It can be really difficult to figure it out based on the sanity. So that's why the light switch ability is usually the way that you hope it happens, which it happened right here. Look at that. You can see, we're going to see right here that it did one ability. Abilities used 1. This counts as an ability. Light switch 1. But actually turned, oh no, that was because of a ghost event. This is, I assume that was the ability. The light switch, there you go. That is usually how I figure out Mare. It's really nice that they added that as an ability because it didn't used to be an ability. The light switch thing. And Mares also cannot turn on lights is another one, which is important. And and that does not count for computer screens or TVs. Those no longer rule out Mare. They used to, but they don't do it anymore, sadly. I wish they didn't take that away. All right, will it be a poltergeist? And the other thing that you can kind of notice sometimes, but this is like a really, really soft evidence, is that the Mare will roam away from, it has a tendency to roam away from lights. So if you keep lights on in an area and you constantly have to change ghost room away from the lights, you, like, the way soft evidence works is that it should, like, you should know it, and you should use it to like narrow down what you're testing for, but it shouldn't be like, okay, it roamed away from the light, boom, it's a Mare. Like, I mean, if you see that 10 times in a row, it starts to become more of an actual like thing you can use to figure out the ghost. But it's like the same thing with the breaking of the lights. The Mare has a higher chance to break the lights when it does a ghost event. That's also pretty soft because every ghost can do that, but if you see it lots of times, then you start to be like, okay, wait, maybe this is actually a Mare here. We have Repel, Ghost Photo, and Firelight. What are the believers thinking? Doubters, 21 million. Believers, 1 all-in and 2 other all-ins. Almost 3 all-ins right there. Poltergeist or Mimic. Let's hope we get a Poltergeist. We had 2 already today, right? Let's see. We need Ghost Photo? We do need Ghost Photo. You know what? Let's try that again. The camera here because we're on bridge view. This should be doable. Honestly, on bridge view, it's almost easier to loop faster ghosts because the faster the ghost is, the more it will overshoot the looping spot. Whereas if it's really slow, it won't do that. And then you, if you don't man, oh god. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I got the photo. Wait, throws? Is that big enough? Those are, no, but there's some small throws in there too, though. Oh, but there's some big throws. That's so rude. I should smudge, actually. 45-54. 45-54, what a time. Don't kill me, please. You should stop hunting now. Thank you. Okay. That was spooky. I don't think that's a poltergeist, though, sadly. Unfortunately. Let's grab some other stuff. I did get the ghost photo. I did. First try, actually. And it came from the kitchen, I think. So we can set up all our stuff right there. First grab another smudge, and then I usually try to set up the crucifix first. Well, let's do that first. Definitely a poltergeist. We can test again if you... It's just that some of the throws... The thing with the poltergeist is that the poltergeist has a minimum... Like, it will always throw it at a really fast speed. What I saw happen once there was like this really pathetic, like really small hop on one of the plates, which is very suspicious. but we'll see. Will she? I'll set everything up again. For the poltergeist. Oh, it used to. Wait, what? 45, 50. Okay, wait. No, that. Wait, that's demon. That's way too fast. Wait, that was like way faster than 90 seconds. Okay, well there you go. So demon will hunt at, or can hunt after 60 seconds. Now it could be, maybe. I'll just let it happen. I'll just make a mistake on mimic for the memes. Though that's a good example of an ability that has two sides. The demon hunt. If you, the same thing with a spirit, right? If you get a demon to hunt within 90 seconds, now you do have to keep a proper timer, because if it's right around 90 seconds, it could be that it might have hunted right after the timer went over. And you have to keep in mind that the smudge applies as soon as you do it during the hunt, not after the hunt is over. So that's why this timer might not necessarily be that useful if you can't, like, have a hotkey for it somewhere in Steam settings, because then you're not going to be able to, like, trigger it or start it at the right time. But for demon, if you get a hunt to happen after 60 seconds, when you smudge it and you know you hit the smudge stick, you know that it is a demon 100% of the time. Same thing with a Banshee. Not getting a Banshee scream does not mean it's not a Banshee, but getting a Banshee scream, you know immediately that it's a Banshee. So there's like two sides of the ability. Not seeing it early hunt, like if you don't see it hunt within the 60 to 90 second window, doesn't mean it has to not be a demon. But if it does, then you know immediately it's a demon. So it's like, you can confirm it with the ability, but you can't disprove it with the ability. That's kind of like, there's a lot of that in this game. Anyway, you can't hotkey the timer. That's sad. But you can use live split for that. You can use like any timing software for speedrunning. If you wanna go gamer mode, you can just use live split instead. All right, let's hope that it's a phantom. We're gonna go to, let's do Edgefield. We got 23 million basically, and one all in on the believer side. We really want a believer win, man. Rose Dyer, Firelight, Cleanse, and Photo of the Ghost. Let's see if we can get another photo of the ghost. The way that I take photos of the ghost during a hunt, by the way, is you can't really do it reactionary. You have to predict when the ghost is gonna blink back in. So you kind of want to, the way I usually do it is I wait for a blink to like, I get into the rhythm, like I observe the ghost, I see that it's blinking in a specific rhythm, and then I wait for a long blink, like I see that it has already been invisible for like almost a second, then I take a picture, because then you have like 0.25 seconds where if it blinks back in that range, you'll get to take the picture. And because there's like a maximum time between blinks that the ghost can be invisible, if you perfectly time it, you usually capture it. So you wait for a long blink, then you take a picture, and then hopefully it blinked back in that exact time. That's usually how I do it. But it's still like you can get unlucky. Anyway, let's try to take that said picture. And hopefully, now if this is a phantom, which is what we're hoping for, it's gonna be very oh, come on! It's gonna be very hard to take the picture because phantoms blink extremely slowly. It turned off the breaker already, not a Jinn. It's also in the shit. Sounds like normal speed. It's not a Hantu, I don't think. I'm just waiting. I want to turn back on the brake. So that's why I'm just staying away right now. I'm not doing any shenanigans. Okay. Please don't do that again. Not a Myling, most likely. Yeah, this map is all like centered around a central stairway, so you have to be careful to rule out Myling because you have to be like far away from it on the same floor. If you hear the ghost loud above you stomping around, that doesn't mean that it's not a... Oh, shit. I didn't turn on the lights. So let's see. Yeah, probably not a Myling. Oh, come on, you bitch! It's not a phantom! Oh, shit. The fucking door almost killed me, bro. I smudged at like 53:10. I don't actually time it very well. Okay, you're a piece of shit, man. That was some insane hunts. Jesus Christ. Can you chill? Is it gonna be another demon? So it's not a phantom because we saw the blinks like pretty well. I was a little too focused on staying alive there to try and get the ghost photo. It might be in that master bedroom right there. Boom. Try this. Okay, let's just set up upstairs. I'm just gonna drop this here real quick. And then grab, I guess, a thermo. It should be, like, pretty much in 5 seconds here that I can hunt if it's a demon, like, right now, pretty much. Okay, well, that has to be a demon. That was way too fast. Are you serious? What the fuck? 2 demons in a row? Unless my, like... So when I looked at my timer, when I was upstairs, it was at 16. It hunted at, like... I think it has to be. Unless I was, like, 30 seconds off on my estimation... It has to be a demon. There's no way. Unless time fucking froze when I went into the same room with the ghost. And panic made me feel like time was passing in a different rate than it actually was. Mimic demon. This should just be a regular demon. There you go. It was a demon again, 2 in a row. We'll take the dots projector. Thank you very much. 3 minutes right there. Did we get an ability to happen? We got 3 abilities used. That would have been a great one to get the Doomslate achievement, although the problem is that when you're playing at 0 sanity, you have to get it to use the ability. Like, it doesn't... You don't just have to die to a demon, you have to die to a demon that also did its ability to start a hunt early. So when you're playing at 0 sanity, you're not gonna know when it's a demon, so it's not really gonna give you the achievement, because that's like the rarest achievement in the game, I think. Like, I have all achievements. That was the last one that I got. Let's see. Is it? Oh, the rarest one by far is actually, I mean, not necessarily by far. Look at that. 0.9 is Doomslate, get killed by a demon ability within the first minute. And then complete weekly challenge 10 times. So only 0.8% of people actually do a weekly. This is not even all weekly. Oh no, this is the weekly challenge. I mean, that's relatively high almost, because that is not many people do the weekly challenge, period, let alone 10 weeks over the course of their Phasmo career. But yeah, the golden trophy is obviously the lowest here. It's interesting that it doesn't even really matter. Like, the difference between bronze and gold trophy is almost nothing. It's just like, if you're going for the trophies, people immediately just go for gold, it seems, because that's like pretty much the same. Anyway, interesting. So golden trophy is the rarest. I've done that so many times. I should do another video about doing how to do the apocalypse, but I first need to unlock all the tier 3 items, otherwise I can't do it. Will it be a Raiju, which we're getting there really fast right now, because what are we at? We are at 60 already. We leveled up 15 times today. Let's go back to Tanglewood. I'm feeling like Tanglewood. We have 80,000 as the max bet here, with 1 million, 5% versus 22 million. 5% believe, guys. Everyone's gone. The believers are dead. Paramic, cleanse, and photo of the ghost. So we can try that once again. I can actually show, because I was yapping about how I was going to take the ghost photo, and then I just got a demon and left. So let's try it now. Hopefully it's not going to be a crawly ghost. Is it Barbara? Oh, God. The crawly ghost is so busted. It makes the game so much harder. Alright, we got the lights on. Good. Please don't be a crawly ghost. Be grandma instead. Are we even seeing Grandma today? Okay, no. Oh, Jesus. Oh, so like that was just a really long blink? There you go. You can make mistakes because you can delete photos now. So if you can get it within 3 tries, you're good. Okay, it's very fast. I'm gonna smudge at 59:51. There's a boner right there. So yeah, not a Raiju. I don't think that was a poltergeist. There was still shit here, right? Yeah, there's still stuff on the table. There's almost no way. It's also not a yokai, I don't think. I'm still gonna put it back. For a potential polter check, but I really highly doubt it. Can rule out quite a few ghosts, though. I have no more smudge, so I should quickly grab one. Otherwise, I'm gonna be in trouble. 20 seconds before hunt. If it is a demon. Which, will we really get 3 demons in a row? Imagine. Okay, boom. It's like living room, I think. Mate, and thank you for the 2 gift subs. Okay, now a demon can hunt. Turn off the breaker, another Jinn. Like 15 seconds before normal ghosts can hunt. Is it in this room? I think it might be. What else do we need? Paris mic. So not a Phantom, not an Oni, because it had some long blinks. Not a Revenant. Hantu, Raiju, Mare, Dio, they, Obake. Oh, it blew out the candle. Maybe Onryo incoming here. It could already hunt now. That'd be nice. We can finally... Did we have any Onryo yet? I don't think we had. I'm the killer. Thank you for the 8 and Marilia. Thank you for the prime. Threw something in the... It threw something in the living room. So we could just hunt from there. Let's move this then. Is it just another fucking spirit? Okay, dude, what the fuck was that? It blew it out and then immediately hunted. If that is a coincidence, that is so fucked up. Okay, not an Oni, obviously. Not a Jinn, because it turned off the breaker as well. Do it again. Wait. Oh, it's a normal door touch. Normal door touch. That was not spirit. Was too fast for that. Do it again. Wait, that was the 3rd candle blowout, wasn't it? On my lighter? And it hunted right behind me like that? That was actually fucking terrifying. Excuse me? I mean, that's gotta be like, so the way that the Onryo works, Onryo might be one of the single most complicated ghosts in the game. I think it actually is the most complicated ghost in the game because there's so many little caveats to it. I can explain it after this hunt is over and we can pay attention if it happens again. I'll grab another candle and crucifix combo here to make it a little bit more certain. So basically, the Onryo has a lot of different stuff. First of all, the Onryo, the main thing that you need to know is that if there's a candle in around the ghost, like a crucifix basically, it will not be able to hunt, but it has to blow out the candle first, and then if there's no candle, it can hunt. Now, if there's no candles at all, it hunts at 60... Is it 60 or 65? I think it's 65. I'm actually not entirely sure. Because it's almost never relevant. It's early. I think it's 60? 60. 65 is for Raiju. Okay, so this should be a totally fine setup. I need to grab my smudge, though. So if there's no candles, it hunts at 60. If there are candles, it hunts at 50. So that's already one thing that's reliant on there being candles or not. If there are candles, they work as crucifixes. if there's no candles, crucifixes will, like, obviously, like, so the candle takes priority over the crucifix. That's why I do it like this, because I place a crucifix underneath the candle, and then if it uses it without blowing out the candle, I can rule out. It's gonna break a non-existent light. No. We can rule out Onryo, please. Why are you not? There we go. It's blowing it out all the time. It's blowing them out all the time. Now, there's another thing, another ability relating to candles. When the Onryo blows out a candle, and there's no other candle nearby, it has a chance to instantly trigger a hunt. Now, this does not happen for the first 2 blowouts. So for the first 2 times that it blows out a candle, it does not happen ever. For the third one, it happens 100% of the time. So the third blowout will always trigger a hunt, and then every subsequent blowout after the third one will... This is 100% in Onryo. Every subsequent blowout after the third one will have a small chance of causing an instant hunt. So that's how you can use... That's why I always count the amount of candle blowouts. Jesus Christ. Is because the third one will give you a hunt every time, which is what I think we saw right there. It blew out 2 candles, and then it blew out my lighter, which also counts as a candle, and it immediately hunted right from behind me because that was like the third one, so it started a hunt. So that's already confusing because it has like multiple conditions. Like it's actually insane how complicated the Onryo is compared to every other ghost design. Is ridiculous. So that now there's something else. When the Onryo kills people, a bunch of stuff happens. So when the Onryo kills someone, 2 things happen. First of all, the chance of it hunting after blowing out a candle goes up. We don't know exactly how much it goes up, but it goes up. So it becomes more common for it to hunt after blowing out a candle. Another thing, the chance of turning or blowing out candles passively goes up as well when it kills someone, which is like ridiculous. Why why is that specifically tied to killing people? That's just the way it works. So it gets like more and more aggressive on the fire. But the thing with Onryos is that if there's no fire next to them, they like have a higher hunting range, right? So they have some they're like a pretty interesting ghost around fire. I think the real main thing that's missing from the Onryo is that it doesn't roam away from fire. That is something that I used to think, but it's not true. The Onryo in no way is like more inclined to roam away from candles, such as like the Mare. The Mare does roam away from light, but the Onryo doesn't roam away from candles. So yeah, lots of complicated shit, complicated things, especially with like the first 2 blowouts, nothing happens. The third blowout, always hunt. Every blowout after, chance for a hunt. Unless it killed at least 2 people, then it will once again be 100% chance. Now, what you can see right here is why... so, this is something that you see right now for a fact that the devs were wrong about. So, when I was chatting about this with the devs, they were correcting me on stuff that I... accidentally was spreading as misinformation. One of them is wrong, which is that they roam away from candles. The other thing that I was saying is that Onryos blow out candles more than other ghosts. They were like, no, they don't. That only happens once they kill people, so in single player, you're not gonna notice. Well, I'm noticing it right fucking now, because the way it works is when the Onryo tries to hunt, it will blow out the candle. So you get stuff like this, where it blows out a candle and then it immediately blows out another one and then it blows out because it's trying to hunt right now. So obviously it's blowing out like 100 times more candles right now than every other normal ghost would. So, but this only applies if you're at 0% sanity or like really low sanity within hunting range. So this is like, is proven, right? Like it's absolutely 100% certain that the Onryo will blow up more candles, but the main way you're gonna notice it is just by, like right now, we're at 0% sanity, it's been blowing out candles like absolute nobody's business, and it hasn't hunted a single fucking time, nor has it used a crucifix a single time, because I keep the candles lit. There, it was just outside of the range of that candle, which is how it can sometimes feel like it might not be an Onryo, because it's still hunting, but you have to keep in mind that it has to be within the range of the candle. So yeah, that's another way you can notice it. Like if you set up a proper like defense with candles in the ghost room and they're just going off like in chain reactions, like one goes off, the other one goes off at the exact same time. That is really Onryo-like. Like it blowing out multiple candles at the exact same moment is very, makes it very likely that it's an Onryo, because I think the way that it works when it tries to hunt is that it tries to hunt, it checks for candles in its surroundings, and it blows out every candle in range, and then it stops the hunt. So when there's multiple candles in range, it'll just blow out all of them at the same time. Sometimes it blows out your lighter as well, like it just goes completely crazy on the candles. So, but once again, the devs are correct that it only applies in case of, like, it doesn't apply if you're at 100% sanity. Then you'll not see the Onryo blow out any more candles. But when you're at 0, it does go insano style on candles, as you just saw. So yeah, Onryo, extremely complicated, but the main thing you just have to remember is that the third blowout will cause a hunt immediately, and the main way you usually interact with Onryo is just ruling it out by getting, like, you place a crucifix in the ghost room, a candle on top of it. Does it use the crucifix while the candle is still lit? Boom, you know it's not an Onryo. Once again, does not work if you have the tier 3 crucifix, because the range for that one is bigger. But anyway, that's nice to get the tier 3 camera right there. It was about 10 minutes. I felt like I was talking for ages there. Let's go. We are 61. We're getting so many items right now. Let's unlock this, because this can actually be useful for looking for Mimic. Let's go to Raiju again. Or Willow. Let's do some Willow runs. I need to spin the wheel, though. Almost forget. Unacceptable. Let's see. What's it gonna be? It will be a Poltergeist, or like third Polter of today, or something like that. Let's see it. 1.7 million here, but 2 all-ins, though. That's kind of neat. 23 million doubt. 666 doubters. Dun dun dun. What the heck, guys? All right, we have Betty Roswell, repel ghost event, and Paramic, but I won't do Paramic unless we really have to. Right, let's grab 2 of these guys. So with the Onryo, by the way, it is important to, in the first phase where you are trying to make sure that you know when the third blowout happens, you want to have only 1 candle in the room, because if you have multiple candles, the third blowout might happen, and then the hunt could be stopped by another candle that's in the area. So you want to make sure that there's only 1 candle, so that you don't accidentally prevent the... Oh, shit. That was kind of crazy. I just walked back and forth. Seems like normal blinking. What the fuck are you doing back there? Definitely normal blinking. Okay. Wait, a poltergeist? What was that? It threw a lot of stuff, but it didn't throw them very far. Wait a minute. It's a bit scary. We'll see. Let's set up a bunch of extra stuff. I was like, as soon as I stepped into the house, it immediately hunted. What the fuck? Demon incoming. Although, the passive hunts, yes, the demons are usually more aggressive when it comes to, like, any hunting. But I've had demons that didn't hunt for a while. Like, sometimes you just have a demon that doesn't hunt very much. So, you don't necessarily... Like, a ghost hunting immediately when you're at 0% sanity doesn't mean it's a demon. Because you are at 0% sanity. That was probably not a yokai. Definitely not a phantom. Oh. Wait, ghost of... Oh, it's the twins? That is so slow. Was it faster last hunt? I guess it was. That is extremely slow. I need to repel it, but and now it's getting faster. I'm gonna smudge. You're gonna stop hunting now, right? There you go. Mimic? I feel like it's... I mean, that was clearly twins. It was just like this perfect speed for twins. I'm gonna say that it's just the twins, but I will gladly take a loss against the Mimic. That would be exciting. Mimic. Mimic. You can look for orbs, but I'd rather just see the reveal, because it would spoil the reveal. Yes! Woo! Let's go! Mimic, finally! Nice! So you could have looked for orbs so you would have seen it. Dude, look at this insane payout. Oh my god. 7%, 3.6 fucking million channel points. 1.4 million and 1 million. Goodness gracious. Let's go. We finally got another believer win. That's exciting stuff. 25 million channel points. And we even have time for a few more games, guys. So maybe we'll even get another one. Who knows? But that one's for you guys. GG. Let's go. I did get it wrong, though, because it was a mimic, which makes sense because I don't remember exactly what the speed was originally in the first hunt. And maybe it was even a poltergeist in the first hunt, imagine. All right, let's see. It's been a while since we got a mimic, yeah. Twins! Will it now be the real twins or another twins mimic? Either way, it's gonna be a win if we get that. All right, I'm gonna run it straight back on, you can see right here, the abilities are how many times it's swapped ghosts. So you can see in 2 minutes, it's already changed ghosts 3 times. So it basically changes ghost every 30 seconds, right? It was a ghost. After 30 seconds, it changed. First one, 1 minute. 1.5 minutes, and then well, I guess it didn't change every 30 seconds, but around like 30 to 45 seconds is when it changes. It changes extremely fast. All right, so let's run it back. Let's get an actual twins this time on Willow. We have 3 all-ins now. They want to get more. 20, still 26 million almost here over on the doubter side. Good job, guys. Marcia Petit. Repel, photo, and EMF. I'll take a photo again. It's always fun. Feels good to take a ghost photo during a hunt. Feel like a damn mechanical genius. Don't do it again. There's a huge boner right there. Alrighty. Set up a bid for... Raiju? Why is it blinking the light upstairs? You come upstairs? Fucking crawly bitch. Nice. I got the photo, dude. Look at it. That was insane. Any okay? Thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. Okay, I didn't really get anything there except the ghost photo, which is already fine. I'm gonna drop the shit. I didn't even smudge, so we gotta be careful. I don't think that was twins. Never saw that model. It's like the regular Lisa model. I mean, the Lisa model has changed 3 times already. There's been the Lisa model evolution. First, we had the one with the super black, like, blocky hair. Then it became more see-through, and then it became this one, the, like, asylum patient. There are 3 evolutions. Let's grab this. I guess we're not really gonna go to the basement. Do we need any evidence? EMF? Place it on the door. Lisa Pokemon confirmed, exactly. Turn off the fucking breaker, you dick. No, you didn't. I just didn't turn it off. Alrighty. Should be... Drop it right there. Throw a lot of stuff. Seems like a lot of stuff is on the floor. We'll see. Hopefully it's not gonna be a crawly ghost or like the broken back ghost and I can actually see it properly. That'd be nice. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say it's not haunting at all. Wait. Wait, you okay? I got the EMF. Wait, this is interesting. Wait, they changed the way this works. So, this is extremely niche knowledge, but I'm gonna share with you just because it indicates just like how much I think too much about this game. So, you used to not be able to get EMF 5 at all during a hunt. Because basically what would happen, and I did a test for this one time, during hunts, EMFs just get disabled, as you saw right. So the way that the EMF, I did a test one time. I was always like surprised, why can't you get EMF detection during a hunt, right? Like why when the ghost touches a door, do I not get EMF off of that? Is it hunt again? Yes. Let me do this first. Wait. Wait, it was fucking moonwalking? Wait, it's a moonwalking Obake, bro! What the fuck is happening? Wait, what? I have never seen this in my life! Wait, what is this? Oh my god! It's fucking Michael Jackson, bro! What is that? Wait, what? Excuse me? I haven't seen that ever. This is my first time. I know that's like a bug that happens with Obake sometimes, but that's hilarious. Holy, let's go. All right, well, it was an Obake. I'm sorry. So anyway, I was gonna say, oh, maybe it's a mimic. I don't know. So the way that I tested that it disables EMF during a hunt is by the ghost would touch the door before the hunt. You would get EMF on the door, EMF 5. Then you would then the hunt would start. I would walk back to the door that just got touched like a second ago, and suddenly it wouldn't give EMF anymore. So that's how, like, the EMF gets just straight up disabled during hunt. And what's really interesting, what you saw, maybe it's a bug with the tier 3, but you saw how it touched the door during the hunt. I had the EMF here, and you could see EMF 2 on the device, right? You saw 2 EMF 2 spikes, but I don't have the EMF objective. So you can see for a fact that EMF gets like disabled during a hunt, but I think the tier 3 EMF actually bypasses it. So you can still see what it would have been out if it wasn't a hunt. So I wonder if that affects getting EMF 5, because sometimes you want to get EMF 5, but you can't get to the ghost room. So then you want to bait the ghost over to a door far away from the ghost room where you hopefully get EMF, which you can get EMF from a door that the ghost touches during a hunt if the hunt ends. So it touches a door during a hunt, then the hunt ends right away, then you can get EMF off that door. Which is how you can sometimes get it during like apocalypse challenges or something like that if you really need to go crazy with it. Is it gonna, I'm just gonna go Obake, and if it's another, wait, actually I need to see another hunt. I need to see another hunt to see if it's like a permanent thing now, or if this is just a one time. I want to see another, I want to see Moonwalk again. Is this like permanent on this ghost now? Or is it only once per hunt? Or like, does it have to do something specific? Because it didn't do that the first hunt. Which is interesting. Hello, mannequin. How you doing? It moved it around. Show us the moonwalk. Go. I mean, I did just smudge it. So maybe it's... I mean, I smudged it and then I yapped for a while, so it should be fine. Oh, don't do that! Piece of shit, turn off the breaker. Now it's in the basement. I'm going. Don't do it. Didn't, like, a Twitch user called Annie, Are You Okay? Just give, like, 5 subs during this specific run? What the fuck is the chance of that happening? Perfect timing. Can you fucking hunt me? Hey! Michael! Michael! Hunt me! Mr. Michael? There we go. Maybe it is actually a mimic, because... Yo! It's permanent! Wait, that's so good! Look at this smooth criminal right here! Holy shit, that's so good! What the fuck? That's so weird. Yeah, it's still changing. Oh god, Michael, no! Wow, that's amazing. What a... That's so good. That's my new favorite bug. That is my my #1 favorite bug in the entire game. We need to keep this. This is what I'm saying. This gotta be, when you have Michael Jackson as the name, it has to do this. Like, it has to make the ghost walk backwards. That would be such a fun Easter egg, man. Why haven't they done that? I mean, they can't do it by accident. They gotta do it on purpose, too. I mean, they can't play the song. That would be copyright infringement, but they could do the... They could do the backwards ghost. There you go. It was indeed a moonwalking Obake right there. What the hell? That was so good. All right, 3,000 experience. No big deal. Goodness gracious. We didn't get... Oh, we did get the tripod. Wow, the tier 3 tripod. I love it. Placeable rotation control. Do you also have rotation control on this? Yeah, what's the... So it literally doesn't really do anything outside of, like, being less, like, easy to tip over. Anyway, not that I would really use the tripod. Anyway, let's spin the wheel again. Not twins, but that was exciting nonetheless. What the hell? Will it be spirit? They, just barely, 1 pixel. Deciding that it's a they. We're gonna go Ridgeview. We have 23 million doubter points and 1 all-in over on the believers. Let's see it. We got Charles, EMF, Escape, and Paramike. That is a UV light. No, thank you. Yeah, these guys. Here we go. Because I wonder if that is exclusive to the Lisa model. I feel like it probably is. But if it isn't, that would be so funny, because then you could actually get, really rarely, a Michael Jackson, because you can't get the Michael Jackson with the Lisa model, obviously. You could get an actual Michael Jackson that's moonwalking. They need to add that, man. We gotta do a petition to add moonwalking Michael Jackson to Phasmo. Almost speed. Basement? Ah! Naked man. It's not a phantom. I don't think it's an Oni. It's not a Hantu, Revenant, Dio, Moroi, Raiju, Thay. Obake, probably not. I'll grab. I didn't smudge there at all. I don't think it's a poltergeist either. We need to do a. We can do a Myling and yokai test here potentially, because this should be far enough away for the Myling. We can do a Jinn test as well. Let's do that properly. Like from here, this should be easy Jinn. Then we'll smudge for the spirit. We kind of want to do a yokai test at the same time, though. I guess I can't really do a yokai test and a Jinn test. I don't think. No, I heard footsteps, though. There's that one game. What is it called again? The Ayuwaki or something? They gotta do a crossover between Ayuwaki and this game, and when you get Michael Jackson, it becomes the model of that game. Escape the Ayuwaki. That would be so good. What the fuck is happening? I didn't smudge it at all. Meridian, thank you for the 2 months. It hunted really fast, and then suddenly it's not hunting at all. I kinda wanna do some more tests then. If the hunts are gonna be this scarce, then I should just grab some salt as well. To do a wraith test. There's a lot of activity happening though. What the fuck? Salt. And then... I guess we could grab this already. Ghost is busy going crazy in the basement. Excuse me. What are you doing down there? Yeah, weirdo. Alright. You dickhead. That can't be a Jinn anyway. Then we could just do a yokai test. Never mind. Let's do that. Can you just hug me though? Brother. Is it weird to— I feel like the oven shouldn't be here. The oven should be there. Seems like a weird spot. Yokai! Hey! Wait a minute. Yokai mimic, maybe? I mean, last time it worked. Just the second time we got a yokai on this map. Easy yokai, probably. Unless we get another troll ghost, which I would totally love another troll mimic. Give it to me, please. I don't want to get spoiled. I don't want to get spoiled. I'll take the loss. Because you could just go there and look for orbs, and if you don't see anything, you know. Please. Please. Please do it. Do the troll. Troll mimic. That'd be sick. Not this time. Not this time. Almost 420. Just a regular stupid joke AI. Feels bad, man. Anyway, let's go again. No thay. No thay that time. We can do 1 or 2 more rounds, by the way, guys. So get ready. Will it be a Raiju, the electronics ghost? We're gonna go to Edgefield. We have 20 million still over here, and 7% doubters or believers, with 1 all-in on the believer side. Megan, Crucifix, EMF, Paramic. No hunt objectives whatsoever, huh? Unfortunate. Alright. I can do the quickly turning on the light and then stepping outside again if I can. Okay. I'm just setting up some extra stuff. Set up salt and candle. I don't think it's gonna be here anyway. I'm not hearing anything. Oh, big boner. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for the 10 gift subs. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shy Ghost. Seems like it. It's gonna step in the salt randomly and it's gonna be a Banshee. Who is D and who is C? DK and CJ? Dev Love. Steps. Normal. Crawly bitch. Normal blinking, I think. Smudge at 3656. Okay. We haven't seen a Revenant at all today. No Revenant, no Dio. A lot of spicy ghosts that we have not visited or have not seen. Okay, not a Wraith, not a Phantom, not an Oni, not a Hantu, not a Rev, not a Dio, more Raiju, they twins. Poltergeist I didn't check. Jinn I didn't check either. Did I check for yokai? A little bit maybe. Let's see if we can find the ghost room. I can't hold that. Not a polter. We don't have any items there, so you can't tell. Through something. In this room. Through that shoe, potentially. I guess. Yeah, crawling ghost is annoying. That's why, not to be sexist or whatever, women ghosts in this game are much more difficult than male ghosts, because there's no crawling ghost model for male ghosts. You guys are just terrifying, man. Scary, scary ladies. Alright, let's turn this on. Was that a poltergeist? Speaking of, wait, so this is a situation where I leave to check? No. It sounded like multiple throws, but that's why you go here to see if you get like a 10 spike on the chart. Crucifix is already in there. I guess we throw in an EMF. It is not. Oh, come on. Jinn test? Normal speed. Bro, what are these throws though? Did you see that fucking ball? Was that even in time for... That was not... I forgot what I said. There's like 39:20 here. That seemed like it was going crazy, dude. Let's just set up the actual proper polter check here. So we can test for it. We need to throw... This is... You just grab all the shoes and you put them on the couch here. Boom, boom, boom. It's can hunt in like 10 seconds. Well, 10 seconds if it's a demon. Okay, that should be more than enough for that. We need a smudge though. This goes kind of scary. Not a Jinn. Need to write that down. If you just test for Jinn by having the breaker on and then being at a certain distance, and if it doesn't speed up, you know it's not a Jinn. Don't think it was a spirit. It can hunt now in like 10 seconds if it's a normal ghost, or a little earlier maybe. It's also not a Myling, right? Because we heard the footsteps just fine. Obake seems unlikely. It just used a crucifix, so not a spirit, as I said. Okay, wait, then we can just turn on the lights again. Wait, did it turn off the candle? It almost always does that, huh? That could be demon, maybe? Aha! Not an Onryo, so the candle's still on, and it used a crucifix. That's the perfect way to rule out Onryo. Nice. Okay. And now I turn off the breaker because I hate you. Is that here? Nice. At least it's here. Okay. Let me just actually do a polter check here. No shade, because I was in the ghost room as well. That's actually kind of neat. Yokai will have to test. We have 2 smudges, right? So we just need to use 1 smudge here. Otherwise, we can't do a yokai test really easily. We'll do... polter test right now. Then after that will be... Mare, maybe? Mare. Yokai test during a hunt. Mare test outside of the hunt. It's just not hunting right now. Oh, here we go. Peak stompies. I guess we could kind of do a yokai test right here. At the same time. If it walks that way. This is kind of a janky one, but... Okay, okay, okay. Big throws? Big fucking is that Poltergeist? That's big fucking throws. Is this some bait bullshit? That seemed... What? But then it also didn't throw all the time. Let's get even more shit. It cleared the couch so fast, though. But there were some small throws in there. It can be a spirit, though, so I kind of feel confident saying just Poltergeist. Because sometimes I would, like, I don't know, whenever it's a spirit, I have flashbacks to the fucking time. Also, that's a huge spike right there. That must be a polter ability that just happened. Okay, that makes me feel more confident about this being a poltergeist, because I don't know what else this spike could be. Because it can be EMF. So it should just be a poltergeist. There you go. I said it was a poltergeist. You guys were saying no poltergeist, no can do. Yes, can do. And we did have 3 Polter abilities, indeed. Now, you can't have a Polter ability that only throws 1 item, because the way the Polter ability works is that it just picks an area and it throws all the items in an area. Or, like, I think it picks an item and it then throws that item plus everything surrounding the item. But if there's only 1 item in a circle, then it's only gonna throw 1 item and still count as an ability. So sometimes you see that it did, like, 5 Polter abilities when you swear you've only heard 1. That might be why. Anyway, this is gonna be our last game. Last game of today. Let's give us a spicy ghost. Spicy ghost. Yes, Revenant. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Give us an actual Revenant here. I'm gonna go to Tanglewood. Let's do it. We have 3 all-ins and 100K. 3 million, almost 25 million. There's more believers though, far more believers. Actually, 200 more believers. This one's for you guys. Richard Brown, escape ghost photo ghost event. Let's get that ghost photo. We haven't seen a Revenant at all. I really want to show you guys the Revenant speed because it's so good. I love the Revenant. It's terrifying. You just hear the stomping coming your way. Is there a bone in the living room? Oh! Jesus Christmas! That scared the shit out of me. Oh, okay, no Oni. What the fuck? Don't hunt on top of me, please. Okay, well, it's not a Revenant. Are you a yokai? How did you just double back like that? I guess not. Wait. The fuck? Holy, what is this shit? What is this ghost getting stuck on? It keeps like getting weirdly stuck and like pausing in certain areas. So strange. That was not a Uray ability. I thought it was for a second. Just setting up for Polter thing. I don't think it was though, but I need to smudge it still, but I want to rule out this ghost as well. Oh, come on. Come on, ghost. Chill. And Mimic Revenant would be insane. Okay, I actually need to take the ghost photo though. It's not Revenant. Hantu. Eo more. Dude. Nice, got it. Not a Poltergeist. Not an Oni or a Phantom. I mean, we already knew it was not an Oni. Okay, let's smudge. 48 pretty much exactly. A little, like 1 second before. It was not a yokai, right? We already tested that. Okay. It came from, like, the living room or something? Let's see. Why is he so fast? Because he speeds up while you're being or while you're actively looping it while standing up. If I was crouched, it wouldn't see me, so technically wouldn't see me. It would be following me because I have my flashlight on then. Okay. Anyway, let's grab this, and I would like another smudge, but I can't carry it. Peaches, thank you for the 3. We have, what, almost 5 seconds before Demon. I mean, whatever. Okay, Demon can hunt for the next 20 seconds before any other ghost. $15 seconds. Bro, this is the... Wait, was that just... Oh, there is a boner. No, you're bringing the light, you bitch. Are you fucking... What even is this? Okay, does that mean it's not definitely not a spirit? It might not be an Onryo then? I mean, it should have been close enough, right? Because it was also, yeah, that should have been close enough because it was standing on that side. So I'm gonna say no Onryo. It's also no Obake, no Raiju. I don't need that photo cam anymore. No, I meant to have my lighter, but I had 2 fucking smudges instead, so I accidentally lit one. Whoops. Total Mare. Yeah, it feels Mare right now. Is the light breaking and other shenanigans? I keep turning off the light as soon as it can. This... We don't really... I guess we can look for orbs. Or we should actually just look for freezing instead. Because then we find... Well, not freezing, but cold. So we know the ghost room. Is it this? It is the living room. Okay. Turn off the breaker. It's kind of a shitty room to do the mirror. That would have been so nice, man. Like, it's so frustrating that they removed that. It's such a fun thing to know that it wouldn't be a mare if it turned on the TV. It's like literally no one asked for that. No one bug reported it. No one asked for it. They just wasted development time to make the game worse. It's just one of those times where I just don't understand what's happening. Nope, it's not doing anything right now. It'd be so cool if they could bring that back. Because like mares are so annoying. And having like because it leads to such cool like little tricks, right? Because you know you can move the remote. Like what you can do if you have a ghost, it's not a shade. Not this guy as well. Like you could bring the TV remote to the ghost room, remove all the items from the ghost room, and then hope that it touches the TV remote, or you could use like the voodoo doll or something to maybe trigger a TV remote use from the ghost and then rule out Mare that way. Like it leads to so much cool gameplay having that as a like a little niche piece of knowledge. And by removing stuff like that, you just remove like, I don't know, skill from the game for no reason. Can you stop? Because you can actually, it's the only like, you can still do that with fingerprints, by the way. You can bring a TV remote to the ghost room because it leaves fingerprints on the TV remote. Not a Myling. Not a Myling, not a Poltergeist. Did it step in the salt? It did. Not a Wraith. Turn off the breaker, right? So not a Jinn. Is it gonna be a Goryo to end it off? That would be the perfect circle. Just end it off with the most annoying garbage of all time. It's not the twins, I don't think. Let's check for the orbs here. See if it's gonna be Mimic or not. This one, and then we need Banshee. We already have that shit in there. Demon, it's gonna be unlikely. We can place a crucifix in a bit of a weird way. Thought I saw orbs for a second, but it's just a glitch. Alright. I'm gonna place this like all the way out here. I'm not getting any Mare in it. Okay, that was close enough to the crucifix, I think, to not be a demon, so we can rule that out too. So no demon. Then we'd have to do Banshee test, more Mare test. I don't think it's this guy. Is it actually just gonna be a Onryo? I mean, it hasn't changed Ghost Room yet, so it wouldn't be surprising. There's no way to test. So this is the one ghost. Well, there's a few ghosts that are very annoying, obviously, but this is the one that like genuinely doesn't really have anything for no evidence runs. What we could do? No, because like we could take 3. Oh no, my crucifix is a bit further away. Shit. Wait, was that a Ghost Room change? Banshee, maybe? So right now you can see that it's not getting faster because I'm crouched and it technically can't see me. It's just chasing the equipment. So that's a way to like loop it for the whole hunt. Okay, I guess we're gonna do some Banshee shenanigans here. Like hold this for a while. And we need to check, so it was definitely there. We need to just wait for a little bit and see if it's gonna be, no, but Banshee also couldn't change Ghost Room then. But we need to wait a little bit for the temperature. It turned off the breaker again, bro. This is fucking annoying. I can try it. I wanna move this to there. I have a smudge still? Yeah. 3 degrees? Oh, it's definitely changed Ghost Room. Wait, that's actually huge. Wait, that means it's not this or this, which means we're down to 2. Wait, that's actually amazing. That means we could do, you know what? Let's do the fucking Uray. We don't have many smudges though. So it's actually like a huge waste. But let's do the fucking Uray test. Which is not really a thing, but we'll make it a thing. I almost never do this because this shit is so useless. But now that you can roll out Banshee and Onryo together with a roam, it's actually maybe slightly more useful. Oh, wait, that was a ghost event? Unless it was always this Ghost Room, but I don't think so, right? Okay, so we're gonna grab, basically, this is like ridiculous, but the Uray cannot change or leave the Ghost Room when, like, right after you smudge it. So what we can do is grab them, these guys, place it on the door, so that we know when the ghost touches a door, or leaves the door, and then smudge it. Oh god. So, like, if it then leaves after the smudge, we know it's not a Uray, or at least we should be able to know that it's not a Uray. We're gonna wait a second. I need to know that it's in the room, though, is the problem. We can also do this. We can do the, like, okay, it used that, which means we know it's in this room. We can set it like that. Wait, is it standing on... Wait. Is it triggering on the door? What? Excuse me? Since when? Oh, it's because they fucking... It's because they fucking changed the doors to have, like, permanent collision with people. That is so fucking stupid. Oh, wait. Huh? Is it still light? What is happening? Okay, I guess not. Anyway, let's smudge it now. Okay, smudge it. So now for the next... Oh, hello. Yeah, okay, so we know we hit it for sure. So now it shouldn't be able to roam out of this ghost room for the next 90 seconds. I smudged it like 59:20 here. Unless this is just completely useless, which I wouldn't be surprised. Now, the problem is, I cannot leave this room right now. First of all, because I might, like, leave at the same time with the ghost and then ruin the, like, the motion sensor test. But it has been proven that the ghost can still leave the ghost room by doing... Like, a Uray can still teleport out of the room by just doing a ghost event. So that's, like, completely stupid. Okay, so you're telling me that this is 1,000,000%. Okay, so let's fucking put it to the test then. It just walked out of the room within less than 60 seconds of the smudge. So if this is a Uray, it's either bugged or it's actually like the most useless piece of shit ability that ever existed. So then it has to be a Mare? It doesn't really feel like a Mare outside of the one time it broke a light. But I mean, it changed ghost room. This one room was 4 degrees, right? It turned off the power, but the power has nothing to do with that. I don't know, it feels like it's just more likely to be some bullshit. So it couldn't be a Goria. What is the other option? It can't be a Uray unless bugged. It can't be an Onryo, all of these. Demon? I guess. No, but we had that smudge. Like, we had the crucifix, like, relatively close to the ghost in the living room, and it hunted, like, next to it. I mean, I could technically see that it was right on the edge. Like, that is the only other real options, because it can't be Spirit, Wraith, Phantom, Poltergeist, Banshee, Jinn, Revenant, Shade, Oni, Uray, Hantu, Onryo, Twins, Obake, Mimic, Diothay. The only options are Demon and Mare. I'm just gonna go with Mare. I mean, I feel like this is still probably just a Uray. I think this might be the first time we get it wrong. We've played for like 3.5 hours. We haven't made a single mistake, doing no evidence of sanity. It's about time. Well, I guess we made one on the Mimic, but that's for the memes. It was a Myling. Okay, that is just straight up my fault. How was that a Myling though? We did a Myling test. Wait, didn't we do a Myling test? I swear I did that in the garage. Okay, so the Myling, you can just like not hear the footsteps from close by. Okay, but that shows that it wasn't a Uray, so maybe the Uray test is actually useful. Who knows? All right, my brain was probably cooked after like 3.5 hours of talking nonstop about ghost abilities, so I think it's about time that we, at least we won one time, right, believers? You gotta see the payout for the doubters, though, by the way. You see these, I mean, it's 18,000. That sounds like a lot. You have to consider that they keep putting 250,000 points on the line because the payout is just so in favor of the doubters. All right, well, anyway, that was a lot of knowledge that is hopefully very useful to you right there. We had 2 believer wins, but one was not during this video. That's what I'm saying. The YouTube is otherwise going to be confused because they're like, what are you talking about? There was only 1 win. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Hope you learned a lot. Let me know what's your favorite ghost to go against when it's hunting. My favorite one is Revenant. I love it. I love hearing the slow footsteps and then knowing that if you accidentally turn on your flashlight or something, it's gonna come barging down the hallway and absolutely murder you and eat you alive. It's so good. And I also like that they buffed the Revenant. If you remember, the Revenant used to instantly slow down after losing line of sight with anyone. Now it slows down over like 2 seconds, so it actually has a chance to catch up with the player and then chain chase around corners and stuff like that, which is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed that. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to join, I love the game, share, and chat. You can join us over at twitch.tv/Instagram. Click the link in the description down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.